And we are back with a brand new edition. What's up, guys? I am so excited for you watching on TikTok or YouTube land, wherever the hell you're tuning in from. Welcome. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption to work in your favor. Because that's what it's all about. Who wants to follow the law when you can leverage the law? You know what I'm saying? I already know that sounds good to you, so if I can go ahead and click that follow button. Hey, Nadine. You should have got my message by now, bitch. Okay, also, I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in a matter of 4 weeks, and I'm here to help you do the same. So if you're interested in one-on-one coaching from me, where it is a superpower of mine to find out where the fuck you're going wrong, so that you can get your shit right and go get your SP now, because enough time has seriously been wasted with all this trash-ass advice on the internet, okay? So all links are in my bio. I do go live every single day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. I hang out with you guys for about 3 hours. Depends on the day. Depends on the mood. And so if you ever miss a live, don't even trip. I got your back. I do upload my lives every single day on my YouTube channel. Also, I have text coaching where you can get 30 days of tech support coaching from me. I also do have a free WhatsApp community, which that shit is lit, let me just tell you. So go ahead. Thanks, girlfriend. Thanks, Miss Colillo. You're on that shit. That's what I love about you. So that's, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so if you want to join the WhatsApp community, it is totally free. So don't even worry about that. Click the link in the bio. All links are in the fucking bio, okay? It is going to be turning into a paid subscription. However, if you get in there before I get around to, turning it into paid, you'll never have to pay a single fucking penny. All right, I got your back, okay? No one cares about you more than I do, all right? And I know that may sound like a cliche, but I actually do give a shit about you, okay? Seriously. So, anyway, somebody asked when thanks, Maricel. I'm excited to talk to you too, bitch, today. Let's see here. I know there is some way to do all that shit. And I don't know how to do it. I see a lot of people put something here in the screen. I don't know how to fucking do that shit. So I'll just repeat it. Moles, I only reply to WhatsApp text on Saturday. I'm just kidding. Typically every day. My boyfriend, but you guys be on the ticks. I'll press reply or send, and then shit, you're texting right back. I'm like, damn, okay. So I get a lot of them. But bear with me. Boyfriend is gone today. So yeah. So I will be responding. Moles, shoot it to the top. I tell you, if you don't get a response, I'm impatient. You guys know this about me. I'm fucking hella impatient. So get impatient with me. Okay, don't wait. Don't sit around and wait. So if you don't get a response same day, shoot it back to the top. Go ahead right now, moles. Do it now. Hey, Crystal. Okay, so we're gonna switch up. Hey, darling Nikki, we're gonna switch up the photo method today. Okay, I had a little epiphany moment. Got it. Bex, I jump on a phone with you. Hey, Sibo. I jump on a call with you. It's one-on-one. It's not group. It's just you and I. And I let you ramble. I'm like, give me some backstory. I want to hear the backstory. And you don't hold anything back. Okay? And so when you don't hold anything back, then I go ahead and pull out what the hell it is that you said. And then and I know exactly what the problem is. So as soon as I know exactly what the problem is, then we fix that shit. And then on top of that, I help you recreate your SP to be exactly who you want him to be. Hey, unapologetically me. And then I go ahead and we curate affirmations based on your current situation. And then I map out your plan. Okay? It's not a lot of work. It's really not a lot of work, but it fucking works. So I don't teach the law. Hey, KFP. I don't teach the law. I teach you how to leverage the law. I think there's a huge difference. Why follow the law when you can leverage the shit to work in your favor? You know what I mean? Hey, Jana. Hey, Kelly. Okay, so that's what we're here to do. So the photo method that we're going to do today is going to be a little bit different. Because I was talking to one of my admins yesterday, and I had an epiphany moment. See, for me, I think it should be easy to expect them to text you or contact you, because if you're doing what the fuck I said to do and persisting in perfect boyfriend, then why wouldn't perfect boyfriend contact you, right? But no. You guys are like, oh yeah, no, I'm persisting in perfect boyfriend. No, the fuck you're not. You're persisting. See, here's the thing. It's easy to persist in perfect boyfriend until your 3D shows you the opposite. Then all of a sudden, this whole persisting in perfect boyfriend shit went out the window. Okay, then all of a sudden it went out the window. Now you're all up in your thoughts, right back to square one about what an asshole he is. Okay, you can't do that. You need to discipline yourself. I tell you bitches every fucking day on here that you need to discipline your mind. You need to start now. You need to start now because, and you can't, for the love of God, if you keep trying to fucking force a 3D, I want to in your neck. Seriously. Like, I saw that in my messages yesterday. Sorry, I didn't take your advice. What the fuck you want me to do? If you're not going to take my advice, what do you want me to say about that? Because then how'd that work out for you? You know it didn't, because that's what she said. It didn't work out. Of course it didn't. It never does. If forcing the 3D worked for you or anybody, then you wouldn't have had the breakup. He would have said, I don't want to be with you. You would have forced the 3D and got right back together, right? Well, no. You don't. That fucking didn't work, did it? No, it never works. This is why I tell you that if there's gutter trash in your fucking picture, don't worry about that shit because she's going to do exactly what you did. Try to force a 3D. And we all know how that panned out. It didn't. It didn't. Okay? So you can't do that. Okay? You don't ignore. Yes, Doodle. What the fuck are you talking about, Bex? What are you talking about? I'll get to you in a second, Tasha. What are you talking about when you feel too sad over the breakup to manifest? You're always manifesting. You're always manifesting. This is not something you're choosing to do or choosing not to do. Okay? You're learning here how to control what you're manifesting because whether you want to accept it or not, you manifested the breakup. So what are you sad about? It's all you. It's all you. So this is where you affirm right on through the sadness. Okay? You're sitting on the couch crying. I don't give a fuck. Affirm through the tears. Your thoughts should not be aligning with your emotion. Okay? If you're sad and you're having sad ass fucking thoughts, well, how's that working out for you? Has he came back? No, he hasn't. So like, you know what's going to get you over sadness though? When you get contact from your SP, when you guys start talking again, when you start seeing movement, then the sadness, you're going to get over that shit. In fact, you all need to get over it. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you shouldn't be sad or miss your boyfriend. Like, that's fucking stupid. That's stupid. Okay? Like, if you go through a breakup, of course, who the fuck is happy about a breakup? Unless you're the one that broke up with the person, right? Typically, you're not happy about it. It wasn't your, well, it was your choice, but not consciously your choice. Okay? So because of that, of course you're sad. But this is where you need to discipline your whole ass. Because guess when you're going to be sad again? When he contacts you and you get back together and then you have an argument, are you going to be sad again? But that's the same shit that led to the breakup. So you got to learn to discipline yourself. Okay? And affirm right through the tears. Because you're manifesting either way it goes. So either you want to manifest your SP back or you want to manifest him to stay away. And as long as you're sad over the breakup and your thoughts are aligning with that emotion, guess what? You're manifesting him to stay away from you. Who the fuck wants that? No. Okay? So, Tasha, how do you ignore the unfavorable in the 3D happening? I'm not going to sit here and tell you to ignore it because we're not blind, right? We're not blind. However, yes, Serena, we can. I'm sorry. Yes, unapologetically me. We can. I'm not going to sit here and tell you to ignore the 3D because you're not blind, right? But what you don't do is react. Okay, so if something shows unfavorable in the 3D, this is where discipline comes in, where you have to assign positive meaning to everything that they do. Okay, so like let's say you get blocked. So there's a couple there. You could look at it like, oh, I got blocked because he fucking hates me and wants nothing to do with me. Or, hey, Cruz. Or you can sit there and say, of course he got blocked. Of course he blocked me. Why? Because he's obsessed with me and he doesn't want me knowing when he's creeping on my profile. Yeah. Because I do this. Don't get it confused. I'm petty, okay? So I will block somebody and then unblock them, peep their profile, and then block them again. And guess what? It doesn't even look like I ever was on their profile. Okay, that's all that means. Or they could have a dummy account, so they blocked you, but they're suddenly stalking you from another account. It's whatever meaning you want to assign something. Okay, but if you want to sit there and react to everything the 3D is showing you, like, it sets your shit back. And on top of that, what's the point of reacting? What is the point of reacting when what's showing up today is only based on yesterday's assumptions, yesterday's most dominant thoughts? Okay, there's a delay. So if you get a grip and stop reacting to the 3D every fucking chance you get. Look, here's where you guys piss me off, okay? Because you guys know my story, unless you're fucking new here. You know my story, okay? So if I could discipline myself and not react to the 3D when my boyfriend lived one whole ass building away from me with gutter trash, what's your problem? What's your problem? In fact, I'm a rare case. I didn't sit there and wallow in myself. I mean, I did when I was doing law of attraction shit when the breakup first happened. But I would actually go into my 3D. Yeah, I wouldn't try to avoid my boyfriend at the time. I wouldn't try to avoid going near his building. In fact, I was out in front of his building all day, every fucking day. Because I'm petty. And I wanted him to see every fucking day what he was missing. Yeah. So I would intentionally go into the 3D, but I didn't react. I assigned meaning to everything that I wanted it to mean. Everything that he did or didn't do, I assigned positive meaning to fucking everything. Everything. Okay, so if I'm sitting out there, let's say I was sitting out there at the pool, because y'all know my story. I'd be at that shit all day, even in the winter. So he could see me. And I knew what color bathing suit he liked. So yeah, that's what I would do. And if him and Gutter Trash would walk out the front door, you know what I told myself? Oh, they're going to Costco. They're literally going to Costco because he needs her membership. Duh. That's it. I didn't react. I disciplined myself. This is discipline. Okay? You need to learn how to do that now, because when I learned how to do that when we were not in contact. Okay, so then when we started speaking again, started hanging out again, then he's living with me now, I still know how to not react. There's nothing to react to. I don't need to argue with you. Every argument starts as a disagreement. It's never an argument. It starts as a disagreement. But you, on the other hand, react. Okay? And you can't shut the fuck up, so now it's an argument. I don't need to argue with anybody. I'm not an arguer. For what? First of all, I don't even want to spend my energy on arguing with a goddamn person. I don't care who they are. I'm not going to argue. You know, my brother always tells me when he gets pissed off at me, he always goes, you know what I can't stand about you? I was like, what? And he's like, that you act like nothing is a big deal. Well, what do you want me to do? Get enraged? Ask yourself this. When you argue with anybody, do you walk away from that argument like, man, I felt great? No, you don't. Now you're fucking pissed off. And like the argument, I tell you, commences here too. Okay? So you don't need to react. There's nothing to react to. So stop reacting. How do you go past just text into dates and trips? Okay, Dominique. You need to affirm that. So if let's say you're in constant contact with your SP. So now we move to the next step. Like, he's constantly spending time with me. Shit. In fact, he plans dates. We go on dates every single freaking week. Like every week he plans dates to take me on. You know, in fact, he just booked a vacation for us in June. Right? You have to start telling yourself that. You have to expect that from him. If you're not expecting perfect boyfriend who takes you on dates and plans trips, that's not going to happen. Okay, a lot of you guys are waiting for them to do it. That's not going to happen either. It's not going to happen. Because as long as you're waiting for them to confirm, well, how's that working out for you? Are they confirming? Because they're always confirming, but it's not what you want. So instead, you need to grow up, put on your fucking crown, which is a joke because it shouldn't be taken off ever. I tell you guys, that crown should never be removed, ever. Okay, so you put on your crown and you give your commands. Like, I'm sorry, you're my perfect boyfriend, and perfect boyfriends plan dates. We don't text. That's what friends do. No. Let me tell you what my shit is. That's what you have to do. You have to expect that behavior from him. If you don't expect that behavior from him, he won't do it. Because you're expecting one thing or another. So you're either expecting him to do it, to take you out on dates, to plan trips, or you're expecting him not to. Oh, well, he's too busy with work. He never has time for me. He's never planning dates. Well, then he can't do that. Because that's the version of him you're selecting by bitching about it in your mind, by saying the opposite things in your mind. So instead, it's like, no, we go on date. We have date night every Saturday. Like, he's constantly planning trips with me. In fact, he just booked one, right? That's the attitude you need to have. And then he will do that. You control his thoughts 100% of the time. So if you assume that he's just a texter, then he has to be that way. If you assume this isn't going anywhere, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so you guys have to remember that shit. You're the boss. You're in control. Oh yeah, we're gonna, I mean, I think it's easy to expect contact with your SP, but for a lot of you, that shit is like hard to expect. However, I realized in talking to somebody that whenever I listen to your guys' language, there's a few things that you know about your SP. Okay. And I know that because you'll say, oh, I know this, or I know that. Right. And so if there's something that you know, so I teach a different the photo method I teach is where you give your commands and tell them what to do. Right. If you're no contact, you are going to command contact. Like, you're contacting me right now. You're calling me. You're texting me right now. Right. If you're in consistent contact, then you move to the next step. Like, you're coming to see me today. You're taking me on a date today. Right. Something like that. However, we're going to turn up a notch because a lot of you guys, that's hard to fucking do. Okay. And I don't get it because every time we do it on the photo method, someone gets contact every time. But for the fair amount of you, you're not expecting them to contact you, which is why they haven't done it. Okay. Because you're not knowing they'll contact you, which tells me all I need to know, that you're not persisting in perfect boyfriend. Or you would expect that behavior. You would know that from this person. So instead, we're going to take something. So start thinking about that shit now. Start thinking about your SP now and start asking yourself, what is something I know he would do? What is something I know about him that I know he would do? And that's what you're going to command him to do. So like I just told somebody, she knows that he would come see the dog. Cool. What do you think you're going to do? Command him to come see the dog. Because you know he would do that. Right? Or you know that he would come see your child. Cool. Well, what do you think you're going to command him to do? Come see your child today. Okay? Because if that's something that you know he would do, then it's a lot easier for you to expect that shit because you know he would do it. So therefore he has to do it. Okay? So that's basically what we're going to end up doing today. Okay? But there's a bunch of, you can use the photo method for anything. You could say your affirmations to the photo. You could you can give your command like, we're getting back together right now. I don't know what the fuck you think this is. We're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now. What you don't do with the photo method is look at the photo and cuss his ass out. That's not what you do. Okay? You're not going to look at him and be like, let me tell you what, motherfucker. Like, you're not going to do that. Okay? Instead, it's what it is that you want. Okay? Spike, if that's what you want to choose to believe, you can choose to believe that, but I'm going to call bullshit on that. I'm going to call bullshit on that. Because, you know, because you could just go hire a hooker on the street corner to do that. All men could do that. But there's far more that men want in a woman than just that. And you know that. And you know damn well that's true. I don't think that's all you want in a woman. And if it is, then you're setting the bar really low, my friend. Then you're setting the bar real fucking low. Okay, no. You want more of that from a woman than that. So let's not lie to yourself. Hey, Kim Fines. Okay, that's what's happened to me today. My SP wants us to stop talking, and he thinks the travel is too far. Okay, Crystal, the reason why your SP is doing that is because that is what you have assumed to be true about him. Okay, so thanks, girl. Love you, Kim Fines. I always love you. Okay, so this is a part of the problem. One is you're constantly listening to what the fuck they say. Who cares what they say? I tell you guys, I literally breathe that shit down your throat every day. Who gives a fuck what they say? Because all they're saying is what you think. That's it. So it's like, even though you're not walking around all day long, like he's going to stop talking to me. He's going to stop talking to me. He's going to stop talking. You're not doing that. But The reason he's saying he wants us to stop talking is most likely because you're talking about your relationship with him. And he doesn't want to talk about that because that's forced in the 3D. And that's old version that you don't want. Okay. Second of all, you're not expecting him to conform as perfect boyfriend. You're not seeing him in that light. Okay. Third of all, you're probably bothering the fuck out of him. You're probably constantly trying to force a 3D through text, or you're confessing your love, or you're chasing him. And so because of that, he's pulling away and saying he thinks you should stop talking. Okay? And he's also saying he thinks the travel is too far. And the reason he's doing that is because, let's say one day he was supposed to come see you and he was tired. And he's like, it's just too far to drive tonight. So I'll see you another day. So in your mind, you connected that and you said, oh, so now the distance is a problem. Oh, so now he thinks I'm too far from him. Well, then the next time he wants to come see you, guess what he says again? The travel is too far. Okay, because it started with him saying that one time for you to read into that and be like, oh, so this is a problem. So you have now created travel as an obstacle standing in between you, like the distance. You view distance as standing as an obstacle between you and SP. So because of that, he will come up with 1,000,001 different excuses on why travel is an issue, on distance, why distance is too far. But that's where you have to understand you have to know when they say this shit, that they're full of shit. This is literally only your thoughts, okay, being pushed out. Because a lot of times what they'll say in your mind, you're like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. Of course it doesn't. Because it's not their thoughts, it's yours. It's your assumptions that are now reflecting onto him, and now he's using that as an excuse. Because the reality is, if distance was a problem, wouldn't distance have been a problem when you were dating? Wouldn't distance have been a problem from the beginning? I mean, for me, distance is a problem. But that's just for me. That's a personal preference. But I'm also not going to start dating somebody that's hours away from me. No. When I tried the dating app scene for a short amount of time, that's where I met my crazy ex. So I don't do that anymore. I've met some very strange people on dating apps. But I would literally put my parameter, like if you're more than 5 minutes from me, I'm good. But that was a personal preference. But I would certainly wouldn't entertain somebody hours away from me because that's not the thing. That's why my boyfriend, it was like a match made in paradise. I was like, man, this is great. This man lives one building away from me. This is perfect. But that's just me. That's just me. Yeah, Ashley, you do. 714 is my area code. It's actually not my area code, but I've had my phone number for 20 years. So it's like, why change my phone number to 949 when I could have it just stay 714? Who gives a shit? Thanks, Bex. Stick around. I don't give unrealistic advice, but I will check your ass if you get out of line. Okay, so I do check you every day on my TikTok lives because how the fuck else am I supposed to get you to start doing something different? Huh? How do I get you to do something different if I don't give you the hard ass truth? I'm not going to sit here and coddle your ass and tell you it's cool. Oh my God, you reacted to the 3D today. Oh my God, you forced the 3D today. That's fine. Just get back on track. No. That's not my personality. So if you come, when we do a coaching session, I don't yell at your ass. I coach you. That's what I do. But you get tech support after that because I want updates. I want to know where you're going wrong. If you're not seeing movement. Now, and when you come into my shit and want to tell me you spiraled or you forced the 3D or you reacted to some stupid shit, we'll let the bitching commence. Because that's exactly what you're going to get in a voice note. Where now I'm going to yell at you. But I do it all out of love. Thanks, Erica Bella. I do it all out of love, bitch. Vinny on Earth. Yeah, this is not your first day here, so what the fuck are you talking about here? I'm doing my best here to manifest my ex, but the circumstances are so bad I keep doubting. Okay, go ahead, Vinny. Go ahead. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what the fuck your extreme-ass circumstances are. I would love to know what your extreme circumstances are. Because I can guarantee you they're not so extreme. But if you want to keep viewing the circumstances, guess what? They're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go anywhere. You can't view a circumstance as being a problem. And a lot of you guys don't realize that, like, there's obvious circumstances that we know are in our thing, like gutter trash, right, is a circumstance, a blatantly obvious one. Distance could be a circumstance. That's an obvious one, right? But there's a lot of times that you guys are creating circumstances that don't benefit you. And I always tell you, why would you create an assumption that doesn't benefit you? Don't do that. And so you guys will create circumstances based on something they fucking said or did one time. And now you're like, well, this is a problem. And then it keeps repeating. And now it continues to be a problem. And all you're doing, okay, so like, we'll say the distance thing, right? And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, you know, like, it's too far for me to travel tonight. I'll see you another time. And now you're like, this is a problem. Oh, so now it's too far. Now distance is a problem. And blah, blah, blah. And so next time he comes to see you and he's like, yeah, you know, it's just too late and it's too far to drive tonight. All that did was validate what you said the last time. Like, see, I knew it. And now because you're always proving yourself right. So it's like, so then he says it again and you're like, see, I knew it. Distance is now an issue. Of course, because you created that from the beginning. The first time he fucking said something, the man could have whole ass been tired. So fucking what? But now you created that circumstance, and now he uses it over and over and over and over and over again. And it just keeps reaffirming to you that you're right. Reaffirm, yep, see, this is a problem. And then a year from now, guess what? Shit is still a problem. Or you can sit there and be like, he has no problem driving. No matter how tired he is, he's always making time for me. He comes to see me every fucking weekend. You could choose to say that instead. Comes down to reacting. You're creating unnecessary circumstances. Because I'm willing to bank, Vinny, on Earth, that your circumstances aren't so extreme. I had all the fucking circumstances. And so if I sat there, except for distance, I didn't have that as a circumstance. But I had all the other ones. All the other ones that would have caused you guys to crumble every chance you get. It would have caused you to freak out and spiral in your thoughts and do all that bullshit that doesn't serve you a benefit in any sense of that word. That's what you guys are really good. I mean, you guys have nailed that shit. Hey, Mr. Paul. You guys have really nailed that shit. And now you got a whole fucking mess of all these circumstances that were never a circumstance before, but you created it. So you need to stop viewing them as circumstances and being like, no. This is where you remind yourself of things. Every day when I was manifesting my ISP back, I would remind myself of certain things. Circumstances don't matter would be one of them. Okay? Circumstances don't matter. I'm a boss ass bitch. Like, I'm a master at manifesting. Okay? I always get what I want. I get it when I fucking want it. They don't have free will in my reality. I control their thoughts. I can get them to do whatever the fuck I want them to do. Everyone is me pushed out, so how can I use that to my advantage? These were the thoughts that I would tell myself that every day. Discipline your mind. Stay focused. Stay the path. I would tell myself that every fucking day. I wouldn't go around town all day, every day saying that shit because no, I'm busy affirming for what I want and controlling my thoughts there. But every morning I'd wake up and I would remind myself of these things. I would remind myself of that. And then I would listen to certain videos that would remind me of that shit too. Every fucking day. Every day. Where I'd sit there and I would listen to certain videos and I literally had a daily reminders tab. So I would run through those videos while I was affirming to remind myself of who the fuck I was. Who the hell I was. And to sit there and I would have all these things and it'd be like, yeah, okay, I'm a master at manifesting. Like, that's what I do. And so I can have whatever I want and I can have it now. So what the fuck I look like? I don't wait for shit. I do not wait for shit. I need to decide, do I want this or not? And if the answer to that is yes, then I'm going to persist. And if I'm not going to react, do not react to the 3D, affirm through the fucking tears. I'd remind myself of all that shit in the morning and then go about my fucking day. And if something tried to trigger me, because trust me, something will try to trigger you. And no, it's not the universe testing you. That shit is fucking stupid. Do you really want it? The universe is testing you. No. It's not testing you. But you have to learn to discipline yourself. And I would always remind myself there's a delay in the 3D. I don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So I don't need to question a fucking thing. I don't need to question anything. Just persist. Just persist. Just persist. That's what I believe in being delusional is just to persist and fucking ignore all the other bullshit. What'd you say? Oh man, unapologetically, you cracked me up. That's right. That's right. She's got a good one. She's got a good one. Yeah, that's what she affirmed, and he confirmed it. That's the thing. You guys want them to confirm, so you're constantly looking outside of things, okay, to confirm. But you can't do that. You can't do that because they're always confirming. You don't need to ask them questions. Any question you fucking ask them, you're affirming. Okay, that means you don't know the answer, which means they're just going to confirm the answer you don't want. Because if you were good, you wouldn't be like, are we good? You wouldn't need to ask that if you knew you were good. Okay, are we breaking up? You wouldn't need to ask that if you knew the answer was no. Okay, you wouldn't need to ask, is there someone else? If you knew it was only you and him. You guys create everything. You create the gutter trash. You create everything. Okay, I'll tell you a brief. Somebody asked if I can tell my story of how I manifested my ex back. Yeah, I never had a negative view of my SP. I never did. I always said he's a good man. He's a good person, because he was, which is why he broke up with me in the most loving, sweet, romantic way. So I didn't have that bad one, okay, or perception of him. So I didn't have to get over that shit, okay? I didn't. But it's very easy for you to dwell on what they say out of their mouth, right? What it is that they're saying. And then you're replaying it, and then in your mind, you're like, this doesn't make sense. I don't know why this happened. Because it wasn't them, it was you. That's why usually what they say when they're breaking up with you doesn't make sense or isn't what you wanted to hear, because that's all you. It's always you. Okay, so when I manifested my SP back, I spent fucking 7 months. The only reason why it took me 8 months of no contact is because I spent that time doing law of attraction bullshit. Okay, it was like law of attraction after law of attraction after law of attraction, which wasted all my time. I spent hours watching those videos, doing technique. Any chance I had, I would find a video that was like 5 minutes. If I had 5 minutes in between calls, I would lay on the couch and just do the technique. I didn't get shit. I didn't get shit manifested, not even a single ounce of movement in 8 months of watching bullshit law of attraction shit. I had a whole folder. Then I started asking myself, wait, this doesn't make any sense. Why, if all I needed was one technique to, banish gutter trash away, why do they have 55 of them? If you only need one. On top of that, you're not attracting anything. Sorry, the universe isn't deciding who can have their manifestation and who the fuck cannot. Like, it's goddamn, like the universe is fucking Santa Claus and is like, you know what, you've been good this year, so we'll give you your SP back. But you, on the other hand, nah, I don't think so. You've been a little bad this year, so no SP for you, bitch. That's not how that works, okay? So I started thinking about logically. I'll explain that, Bex. I started thinking logically, what makes sense? What makes sense? Did I have to do visualization techniques for the breakup? Did I have to do that shit? No. Did I have to visualize him leaving my ass? No. Did I have to do a 55 by 5 for him to leave me? No. Did I have to drink a magic glass of water? No. Did I have to go to a tarot card reader to find out if he was going to break up with me? No. So what the fuck? You didn't have to do none of that shit to cause the breakup, so you don't have to do anything to cause the makeup. Ooh, I love when I'm on this lives and I get a movement in all caps text. That's right, bitch. She sure is thinking about you right now. I'm good. I'm good. Pacific time. I'm in California, Sanchi. I'm good. I'm telling you. When you work with me, I'll get your shit right and tight. Okay? And I'll check you when you get out of line. Okay? She got movement. She almost had her back and then fucked up. But that's okay. You never fuck shit up. Just stay the path. So we work together. Just stay the path. Movement again. It's not that difficult. You can get them to do whatever the hell you want them to do. Okay, Beck. So the difference between law of attraction and law of assumption is this. Law of attraction tells you that all you need to do is techniques, visualization techniques, okay? Visualization techniques, all this stuff. Look for signs. Look for birds before land, right? The 222-888 bullshit. All that stuff, right? They just get you stuck in the cycle of techniques, and they teach you that the universe is what's deciding what you get and what you don't get. That's the law of attraction. You're attracting things. No, you're not. No, you're not. Which is why people get stuck in this cycle of techniques. Okay, where it's like, this didn't work, try something new. This didn't work, try something new. And then they love to create a codependent relationship with you and tell you, watch this video for the next 30 days. They're just doing that to get their watch hours up. At least I'm honest with you. I tell you, just watch my shit, put the volume on mute, and help me get watch hours up. But I'm not going to sit there and tell you, listen to this for 30 days. Because do you know what that does to you subconsciously? So your subconscious mind says, my shit ain't coming, because I got to listen to this shit for 30 days. It's stupid. It's stupid. And most people, though, come through manifesting through the law of attraction. Okay, it's very popular. So they capitalize on that and they get you stuck on technique. And I've talked to people that have been trying manifesting for years and they still don't have the shit. Okay, law of assumption teaches you how to leverage. I don't teach you law of assumption. I teach you how to leverage the law. Okay, law of assumption is where whatever you assume to be true is true, right? So if you have, and that's what clicked for me is I was like, no, yeah, your entire life is functioning off of your assumptions. Okay, what is it that you assume about your SP? What is it that you assume about your bank account? What is it that you assume about your life? Well, that keeps reflecting and pushing out into the universe, aka your 3D. Okay, so if you reverse engineer everything in your life and you sit there and say, okay, how do I know how to walk? Well, I repeatedly did something, right? And then I learned how to do it, and now I walk. Okay, how do I know how to talk? Because I repeatedly tried to talk, and now I know how to talk. Okay, everything's based off repetition. So if you take a look at what you have right now and say, well, what do I assume to be true about this? I can guarantee your 3D matches. I can guarantee whatever you assume to be true about your SP is exactly who he is right now. I didn't say what you want to be true. It's what you assume to be true, what you know. Okay, things that you know is exactly what's pushing out. Okay, because it's all boils down to your beliefs. Okay, your beliefs are what's driving everything in your 3D. That's why I can't stand this law of attraction shit. Well, they'll just be like, live in the end, just decide. Just decide. Go ahead and visualize getting a text from your SP. How the fuck's that been working out? You know, the whisper method, where you're gonna go like a stalker into their room and whisper in their fucking ear and then kiss their forehead and walk out. Or they're going to have you sit there and listen to them doing affirmations for you. Huh? Drink a magic glass of water. But energize it first. I want you to imagine a ball of light. And you're just going to whoosh it out. Now I want you to put it above your head. And imagine a beam of light shooting through your body. And so you know what the fuck I'm talking about. That shit is fucking stupid. That is so stupid. And that's what I don't like. I don't like I don't like any law of attraction. I think it's all bullshit, and I think you should stop watching all that shit first and foremost. Okay, but then when it comes to law of assumption, the problem I have with a lot of law of assumption coaches is they don't teach you why everything is exactly how it is in your life. And if you can't realize what led to you and your SP not being together, then how the fuck can you change it? Right? Which is why every day here and I'm going to make a video about it too, but every day on my lives, I walk you through the journey of your relationship, because I need you guys to see what caused the breakup. Because if you know what caused the breakup, and I can get you to realize that your ass is what caused the breakup, and your thoughts and your assumptions about your SP and your relationship are exactly what pushed out, then you can cause the makeup. the same way you created said breakup. Okay, so that's why I'm really proud of a lot of you, because when I get on, okay, Mar, shoot that shit again. I'll answer it right after my calls. Okay, so that's where you have to understand this stuff, okay? Oh, Ingrid, bitch, I already saw your update. Yeah, they're always stalking your accounts. I don't understand why you guys, like, go the other way with it, where you guys assign negative meaning after negative meaning after negative meaning about fucking everything. Like, everything they do. Somebody was in here the other day, they know who they are, that said I was going to get frustrated with them. Of course I will. Because they spent all day long stressing out about being left on red. Ooh, the evil red. They were stressing out all day long about being left on red, just to, like, they were all upset about it. Just to have their SP message them later on saying, sorry, I was busy at work. Do you know how fucking stupid and childish that is? That is fucking childish. So instead of freaking out about, and I tell you this, instead of you being freaked out about being left on red forever, what you should be doing is saying, oh, he could not wait to open up my text. Because he could have just not given a shit and just left it on delivered. What would have been your pleasure? Okay, so instead it's like, he couldn't wait. He opens up my text right away. Of course, he could not wait to see what I had to say, but obviously he's busy right now, so as soon as he's not busy, he'll reply. Because he actually gives a shit about what he's going to reply about. That's what you should be telling yourself, but no, you can't fucking help yourself. You cannot help yourself. Like, do you not have a life? You need to get a hobby. Go pick up crocheting for all I give a shit. Learn how to cook so you can cook your man a good-ass meal when he gets home, when he comes home. That's what you need to start doing. Go clean your goddamn house. Go fucking do something other than sitting there on your phone all day long, checking your text messages like you ain't got shit else to do. I just dropped my sunglasses because you guys frustrate me. My sunglasses. How do I look? It's funny how we will spend a lot of money on fucking sunglasses, but you know what? I can't live without sunglasses. I will literally turn around, I don't give a shit, and go get my sunglasses. I cannot. I have a million pairs of sunglasses, but my Gucci ones are my favorite. And yeah, I had to say Gucci because who the fuck pays a lot of money and doesn't tell you what brand they are? Just saying. Need to do your hand magic again. Hey, I agree. I mean, I know you do doodles. I appreciate it. Okay. Good morning, Danny. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing? Okay. So, this is where the point of, okay. So I guess we'll start here. Okay. Oh, whoops. I almost blocked you, Mandy. My bad, girl. My SP actually planned a date. I kept saying my SP always plans dates, and he has. I love that. See, look at that. You guys see that? That's why she didn't attract that shit, did she? No, she didn't. She created the assumption. Now what you're going to do, Mandy, is you're going to continue with that, but I want you to expect to go on that date. Because this is where some of you falter, okay? This is where some of you falter, where you will literally be like, I couldn't, oh, thanks, Mandy, but that's all you, bitch. I just guide you, but go get your man. Now expect him to take you on that date because that's where a lot of you falter. I literally just got off leaving a voice note to somebody because that's what she said. My man is always planning dates, and then he's always canceling last minute or doesn't show up. Well, that's an assumption you have. So at what point are you going to start expecting his ass to show up? Like, no, he plans dates and he fucking takes my ass on them because who the fuck do you think you're talking to? So, Mandy, while you're watching my thing, go get yourself something sexy to wear. Get yourself something sexy to wear and show that man exactly why you're a keeper, bitch. Be like, let me show you. But Sanchi, I leave you voice notes, okay? I leave you voice notes. So if that's what you got, let's get it cracking, okay? Let's see what we got here. Okay? Yeah, going on a date. I love a good date. Me and my boyfriend are going on a date this week. I haven't decided what day we're going on a date this week, but we're going on a date this week because I don't give a fuck what he says. Because in here, we're going on a date this week. And in his photo, yeah, I'll decide when we're going on that date. Who says you got to go on dates on the weekend? You know what I'm saying? We're grown-ass adults. I'm a grown-ass adult. So who the hell says I need to go out with everybody else on a Friday or Saturday and wait for fucking shit? No. I can go on a Tuesday. It's called happy hour, bitch. And yes, I love me a good happy hour. I love me a good happy hour. I'm short and these seats are not comfortable. Can I just tell you that? Hey. Okay. Oh, Chels, shoot that shit to the top. I meant to reply to you. I spent all day long talking to one of my admins like I had nothing else to do with my life. I didn't. and I love my admins. So yeah, we were just gossiping. Got it. You guys happen to be, it's like you guys, I think you guys are manifesting my boyfriend being busy at certain times, and I'm not appreciating that shit in any sense of that word. Yes, Chels, I am. For both of you guys. You're lucky. I have calls until 4 p.m. Pacific time. So if I can run you and unapologetically me back to back if you want, at 4 p.m. So therefore I can be, or we'll say 5 p.m. So therefore I could be done by 6 because I'm cooking dinner for my man. We're making teriyaki chicken. I decided. And he loves it because I make it good. Angie, how can you get your ex to commit again? Well, yes, Angie, yes, we can go back and forth. It's not a one direction, so we go back and forth, okay, through voice notes. But I appreciate voice notes because then I can pull out the situation and the problem, okay? So how you can get your ex to commit? Okay, we're going to talk about this shit real quick because I hear this word a lot, okay? Is you guys are looking for commitment. I call it a relationship proposal. That's my new thing now. A relationship proposal. That's what you guys are looking for, okay? Because in my opinion, commitment is like, we're getting married. You know, like a proposal, an actual marriage proposal. So we'll call you want a commitment relationship proposal. Because I would assume that relationships, isn't that what that fucking implies? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the word commitment is being distorted because if you're in a relationship with them, wouldn't you assume commitment? I'm just saying, wouldn't you assume it's a committed relationship unless that's not your vibe, unless you live in Utah? I'm just kidding. But that was an inside joke, in case you didn't pick up on that. But anyway, I would assume that you would expect committed relationship, right? But here's where you guys falter. You're not 12. You're not 12 where your boyfriend is the guy that you're interested in is going to show up at your schoolyard with some flowers and be like, will you be my girlfriend? It's usually not how that works, okay? Usually as an adult, you are talking, hanging out, doing all the things that relationship people do. And then at one point in time, one of you assumes you're in a relationship because that's what you're acting like. And because one of you assumes that you're in the relationship, guess what the other one assumes? Take a guess. Relationship. So you don't need commitment. You can't see, that's the thing. If I want my boyfriend to be committed to me, I want my SP to commit to me. Well, I'm sorry, are you waiting for him to commit to you? Is that what you're waiting for? Because you can be waiting for a whole long ass time, bitch. I'm just here to tell you, you're gonna wait for a long time. You know why? Because I'm here. You're saying the opposite. Because you wouldn't be waiting and wanting a commitment from your SP if you knew he was committed to you, if you assumed you had commitment from your SP, but you don't. That's why you want a commitment from your SP. That's why you guys say that shit, because you are questioning if they're going to commit to you. Well, guess what? They're not. Because that's what you assume. Because you're questioning if they're going to commit to you versus knowing that you're committed. Of course they're going to commit to me. I know we're committed now. He's committing to me now. He's 1,000% committed to me. If you would come from that perspective, then guess what? They're going to commit to you. But this is why they don't commit. They 100% of the time do not commit to you because you're assuming they're not the commitment type. They're not committing. So they can't. And I know where some of this stems from. A lot of you will tell me, yeah, but you don't understand. He said that. Hey, Carl, shoot that shit to the top. All of you, if you have not heard from me, shoot it to the top. Thank you so much. So that's the problem, okay? That's the problem is you guys need to start assuming committed, okay? And you guys got to stop listening to them because a lot of times they will tell you this. They'll tell you like, I have commitment issues. I don't know what the fuck that means. What the fuck does a commitment issue mean? Right? I have commitment issues, or, I've been cheated on in the past, so it's really hard for me to be committed. Or like, I don't know if I want to be in a committed relationship. Like, they're only reflecting your shit. But a lot of times, if they'll talk to you about their past, right? And they'll be like, well, I have commitment issues because of my past relationships. So you guys now are assuming that they have commitment issues because of what the fuck they said. But you have to understand that the only reason why they have commitment issues from their past relationship, because everybody has their own reality. Understand that, okay? So the only reason they have commitment issues based on their past history is because it's based on their assumptions. Everyone has their own assumptions. I think you all seem to fucking forget that shit. Doodles got it. Got it, girl. Okay? That's what I think you guys are forgetting. You're forgetting that everybody has their own assumptions. So in their relationship history, they had a relationship. Got it, Carl. Got it. Okay. They got, let's say they had a relationship. They got cheated on. So guess what they're starting to assume? That they have bad luck in relationships, right? Like they get cheated on. So then they get in another relationship, and guess what happens? They get cheated on again. And now that reaffirms to them what their assumption is about relationships. And so then it's a pattern that's now showing up in your SP's life. And so they're telling you about it. And you guys are like, oh, well, they said this. Well, they're not doing this because they said that they have a history of this. Yeah, because they created that history. They created that history, but now you are using what they said about their history and justifying in your reality their behavior based on what they told you, which is based on their assumptions and their history because they created that shit. So who gives a fuck what they told you? I don't care if they told you they have commitment issues and they just have the worst luck in relationships and they've been cheating on their whole life. Good for them. Okay, well, not with me. That has no impact in my relationship. No, in fact, we have the best relationship he's ever had in his entire life. And yeah, I'm the only one he's ever wanted to commit to. He's committing to me. You can't listen to him. You can't listen to what he tells you about his fucking past and start justifying his behavior in your reality based on his past. You're basically taking his reality and meshing it with yours. Who the fuck wants to do that shit? I don't. And neither are you. Do you understand this? What if he's online all day but not replying? What can I tell myself he's doing? Looking at, it depends on what social platform he's at, but I would say, oh, got a text. You guys see this shit? We don't make this shit up. We do not make this shit up around here. It's all it takes. Just like she got a text, just as easy as you can get a text, you can manifest your boyfriend. It's the same fucking shit. Okay, it's not like it's not like I'm going to be like, okay, so in order for you to manifest a text, this is the technique you need to do for that. But, oh, if you want him to actually be in a relationship with you, no. There's a different technique for that. It's the same fucking shit. It's literally the same thing. Stop overcomplicating this shit around here. Okay? So, Dex, you apply meaning to everything. So literally, let's say you see he's on Instagram all day long, but he hasn't opened your shit. Be like, oh, look at him on Instagram because he's bored and looking at reels. Or you can go one step further and be like, look at him online. Of course, because he's obsessed with me. He's creeping my profile right now. He is creeping my profile right now. That's what I would say. Because he's obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. Look at him looking at my profile right now. As we speak, he's looking at my profile. Now, did I say that you're going to go to your profile and try and validate, look for confirmation, be like, well, no, I went to his profile. I went to my profile and he hasn't liked any of my stories. So, don't do that. And based on your previous comments in here, what are you talking to him about? Be honest with yourself, Bex. Be honest with yourself. What are you texting him about? What are you DMing him about? What the fuck are you talking to him about? If it has anything to do with you and his relationship, unless you're in a relationship, I strongly suggest you fucking knock that shit off. Knock it off. Because that is you forcing the 3D, which is why he's not going to reply. So, you could also tell yourself, like, he's online. First of all, how the fuck do you know he's online all day? We'll just start with the obvious. You just sitting there with Instagram open, refreshing the DMs to see that green light lit up. Active 12 minutes ago. This motherfucker. The fuck are you doing? Tell yourself, like, oh, because remember, you guys have to remember this. Your subconscious mind does not know what the fuck you're looking at. It has no idea what you're looking at. So you could literally be refreshing their Instagram all day long. And seeing that green little light showing that they're active now. I swear to God, I don't know why they do that shit. Why do they do that shit? It's like when they put in their job descriptions, Meta and Life 360 and, all the other apps. It's like when they put in their job description, they're like, you must be a bona fide stalker. That's the requirement for the job. So that you can give updates and we can let people know when the fuck you open their text messages. Like, I don't need people knowing that I left their ass on red. I don't need people knowing when I'm online. And now they're like, would you like to share your location? No, the fuck I would not like to share my location on Instagram with everybody that follows me. What the? No. But so instead you have to remember that I digressed on that one, but you have to remember your subconscious mind does not have eyes. Okay. So it has no idea what you're looking at. It has no idea what you're looking at. All it knows is what you tell yourself. So if you're going to sit there and see that they're online all day long, but not replying, and that's what you're telling yourself, like, oh, so look at him. He's online all day and he can't even reply to my message. Like, that's what you're telling yourself. And now that's what your subconscious mind knows. Versus if you were delusional about it and you said, oh, first of all, you don't even have to acknowledge he's online all day long. You definitely don't tell yourself that. But you could be like, oh, he's on Instagram right now because he's replying to my message right now. He's about to read my message right now and he's going to reply as soon as he's not busy. That's what your subconscious mind knows. And that's what pushes out. But instead, you assign negative ass meaning to that shit. You get all up in your thoughts like, I could see he's online. He's been online forever and he hasn't even responded. Well, how's that working out? How's that make you feel? We'll just start with the obvious. I do love you unapologetically, me. Who the fuck works from 7 a.m. to 6 p.m.? It's like I have a regular job. But I love what I do. And I love talking to you guys. Should we shoot the messages to the top if it's been more than a day? Yes, doodles. But I already got yours, so clearly I'm behind in these memos. If I don't answer your question, like just, put it again. Because sometimes I ramble, but I think this is a really good time to walk down memory lane. Look at that. See what I'm saying? We don't make this shit up. We don't make this shit up, guys. I love taking screenshots. What do you think? Well, now I have to reframe what I'm going to do tonight. You know what I'm going to sit down and do tonight? Because I have all these screenshots of people that are getting movement. I'm going to crop them all up and put them in a Google Drive folder while I'm watching Netflix. But you guys see all this? Like, look, Queen. Hey, she said, I did your method with her SP and daughter and it worked. Of course it did. Of course it did. It always does. I'd like to think. Oh yeah, CC, shoot that over. Yeah, let's chat. Let's formulate a plan. Welcome to the Fam Bam, Angie. Okay, so let's take a little Oh, look at that, AJ. You were all, oh, and you look at AJ. I'm so proud of AJ. AJ was just all up in here, like what, 3 days ago, whining, moaning, and groaning about how he caused the breakup. Literally asked her, "Are we breaking up?" Look at him, staying the course, and in a matter of what, like 72 hours, she just called to have a chat. Yeah. Just kept affirming how much he wants her. Of course. Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? But AJ, go ahead and shoot me a little message because I want to make sure that you exactly aren't coming with desperation. Okay. Actually, just make sure that what you're doing is you're not. What you're not going to do is talk about your relationship. You don't need to. Okay. If you're recreating her to be your perfect girlfriend, your perfect boyfriend, then you don't need to talk about the past. Don't do that, okay? Don't talk about where you went wrong, grovel at his feet and do all that shit. Like, don't do that. Don't do that, okay? Because we want the communication to keep going and no one likes to keep hashing out the past, okay? So instead, it's like, no, fresh beginning, fresh start. Let me keep it casual because all the work is done here, not here. Okay? So remember that because now that you're talking, keep it casual, but don't fucking chase. Do not chase. All right. He manifested him back, lived with him twice, then he left. Okay, let's discuss. This is a perfect segue to discuss the journey of you and your SPs, because then you'll know where you went wrong so that you can get it right. Okay, so you first met your SP, right? First time you ever met your SP, you were like, this guy checks all the boxes. Like, he's hot, he's got a good job, right? All these things, right? And so you guys start talking. And you can start catching feelings for each other, right? Everything is good. He's checking all the boxes. And you're like, this is great. And you're in everything is great state. And so you're like, this is fantastic. Like, this is the perfect relationship. I'm so happy, right? And everything is great in your relationship. So therefore, it starts to escalate, okay? Feelings are getting caught. You're starting to fall in love, right? Deep conversations. You're hanging out all the time. You're in a relationship, okay? So it starts to escalate very fast because you're having a great time with each other. Then you have a disagreement. And the disagreement turns into an argument because you ladies can't shut the fuck up. Right? They say something that's wrong or you say something that's wrong. The guy acts nonchalant about it. You don't like how he reacted to something you had a problem with. And so you didn't like his response. So what do? Clap back. He says something again. What do? Clap back. Right? Like, ladies, we always have to have the last word. So now it's a full-blown argument. And then you guys stop talking about it, right? Maybe go into different rooms. Now, the man has moved on. He's doing whatever he does. Playing video games, watching TV, doing something, and not giving a fuck. You, on the other hand, no. You've gone away. But the arguing, it's still happening right up in here. You're bitching about what he said. All you can do is think about what he said and how dare he fucking talk to me that way. Who the fuck does this guy think he is? Blah, blah, blah. You're replaying the whole argument here. It's commencing. Then, a lot of times, you guys will sit there and be like, I'm not done with this motherfucker. Because you thought about something else you wanted to say. So now you go back and you like pause the TV, get in front of his video game, and you're like, look. And now the argument commences again, right? And so then you guys make up. No big deal. Next day, you don't talk about it, but you brush it under the rug. Okay? Because that's always a good thing to do. And so then everything is fine again. And so then all of a sudden you have another disagreement that turns into another argument, and it runs the same way as the first one. Except now you're not just this is not a new argument. This is a combo deal. Right? Where you're talking about whatever you're arguing about now, but then you bring up the past argument too, because you swept that shit under the rug. You didn't actually deal with it. Okay? And so then over the course of your relationship, the arguing seems to be a little bit more frequent, right? And it starts at one thing, and now you're talking about all the other arguments all the other things that you were pissed off about in the past because you swept all that shit under the rug and you didn't get over it. Okay, and now your view of him, all your arguments are going the same. Okay, you argue, continue with that shit in here, talk to everybody who will listen about him, like this fucking asshole, like you call your friends, your family, whoever will listen to your problems. Okay, and you start to change your opinion about him. Your view of him starts to change, right? This is no longer your perfect Prince Charming that you fell in love with when you first knew him, because now you have a little bit of history and you've argued. And you've had several arguments, several disagreements. And so now you start to look at him a bit differently. Like he's not the same person. And sometimes you'll even say that he's not the same person as when we started dating. Of course he's not. Because every time you have an argument, your version of him changes. Therefore, he must match your new version of him, your new perception of him, your new assumptions of him. So he starts to change. So of course, so as time goes by, problems tend to increase. And you start to question your relationship now. Over a course of a little bit of time, you start to question your relationship. Like, where is this going? Like, are we headed to, because what happens when the arguments start happening, here's where your relationship is going. It used to go this, but now it's going this way. Because you're selecting a different version of your SP. Every time you argue, you're selecting a different version of him. Okay, and so now towards the end of your relationship, you're over here questioning your relationship. Saying like, is he going to break up with me? Like, are we good? Does he still love me? I don't even know if he still loves me anymore. I don't even recognize this guy anymore. You've probably even said that. And then the breakup. Well, the breakup happened because you chose to have a bitch pity party in your fucking mind about your SP over the course of your relationship. Every time you did something you didn't like, you'd bitch about him. Okay, and you wouldn't flip those thoughts. Then towards the end of your relationship, now you're questioning your relationship, where you stand in his life, if he still loves you, and you didn't flip any of those thoughts, and boom, they pushed out. Hell, a lot of you will be like, are we breaking up? Like, do you still love me? Like, you're actually asking them, and they're confirming the opposite of what you want, right? Where they're like, actually, yes, this is not working out. And then the breakup happens. Now, what do? Now you're like, oh, no, because this isn't what you wanted, right? So now you go to Force of 3D. Now you're like, oh, let me just blow his shit up. Let me just call him 55,000 times. Let me send him 5,500 text messages pleading my case, telling him why we should be back together and all this stuff, and apologizing profusely and chasing him. And let me just, and he's not responding to any of that shit. So let me go to Instagram. Let me start texting him on Instagram. And all that's doing is this. Pushing him away. And now you're blocked on all his shit. Now he's telling you, I don't ever want to talk to you again. Like, leave me alone. And hell, some of you will even drive to his house because you're like, I just need him to talk to me. I just need him to talk to me. If he'll just talk to me, it'll all be good. Well, how'd that work out? It didn't. So now that's how you manifested the breakup. You created all this shit. You created the breakup. But the good thing is, because you created the breakup, you can create the makeup. The same way you created the breakup. You repeatedly thought about something. This is why I say law of assumption coaches will tell you just affirm. Just affirm. That's not that. If any law of assumption coach is telling you to just affirm to get your SP back, that tells me they have never manifested their SP back. That tells me all I need to know. Because that's not how this works, okay? Because if all you had to do was robotic affirm, then everybody would have their SPs back. But they don't, because there's far more to manifesting your SP back than just robotically affirming. One, the main part is how you see that person. How do you see that person? Your guys' problem is you see them as the person they are today. You can't do that, because that's why your affirming isn't working. This is why I get hot and cold behavior, is because you're constantly selecting different versions. You can't see them as the person they are today. You have to see them as your perfect version, the one you fell in love with, and more. Okay, that's what you have to see them as, because that's what causes them to conform. That's what causes you to expect, because you're expecting one way or another. So if you're viewing them as the current boyfriend they are today, as the current person they are today for you, that's why they're not conforming. Let's say you're affirming for a text message, but you still view them as the asshole, the current version they are right now. You may very well get a text, but it isn't going to be what you want to hear. It isn't going to be what you want to hear. because you're still selecting asshole version. You can't do that. This is why everyone that your SP goes around has a different experience with your SP. Okay, so it's like, this is where like you'll see like they're totally different to you than they are to their friends, right? And the reason why that is because their friends have very different assumptions of your SP. Their friends believe like they're great. They're good ass time. They're great, right? Because that's why they're friends. And then they're like, and they also firmly believe that they're the top priority. Oh yeah, they know if they were to call him on a Saturday, be like, yeah, let's go to the bar, let's go to they know he's coming. Therefore he does. Because their assumptions of your SP are very different versus you are over here like, he always goes out, he makes time for everybody but me. Blah, blah, blah. He's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing this. And you get that version of your SP. Am I wrong? Of course I'm not wrong. I'm always right. I'm good at this. Okay, so that's where you guys go fucking wrong. I'm living my life and was quite good about it, but after 3 months of no contact, doubts creep in. Yeah, well, that's natural, and that's because what you've been doing is wrong. What you've been doing is wrong, okay? You're not expecting master your twin flame journey. You're not expecting the version of your SP that would contact you. Okay, if you're expecting the man you fell in love with, your perfect SP, wouldn't he contact you? Isn't that what perfect SPs do? They contact you, right? So if he hasn't contacted you, it's because you don't expect him to. Okay, I've had people go from no contact for over a year, 2 years, to contact in 72 hours. It's not difficult, but you have to change what you're expecting from this person. If you're going to expect them to be an asshole, guess what? They're going to continue to be an asshole. They're going to continue to do asshole shit too. But you need to put yourself on the pedestal, okay? Because the fact is, so whoever you've been listening to up until now has been giving you trash ass advice. Okay? Because if you are true, if you're honest with yourself, see the first part of manifesting your SP back, in all honesty, is to be completely honest with yourself. Because I love when everybody says they've been doing everything right. Then where's your SP? Somewhere you're not doing everything right. Somewhere you're wavering. Somewhere you're faulting. And you're probably not flipping your thoughts throughout the day. So therefore, it's like, no, you should have way had contact before now. 3 months of no contact? Yeah, you should have way had contact before now. For sure. If you knew if you were given the right advice. But, master your twin flame journey, we're going to test that theory today. Because again, it's all about being honest with yourself, right? So we're going to test that theory today. Okay, because the good thing is there's nothing wrong, okay? It's the fact that, well, I mean, what you're doing is wrong, but the fact is, if you do this technique we're about to do, the photo method, you should get contact. If you've been doing everything right. If you've been quite good about how you're seeing your SP, okay? Then you should get contact on the spot. If not, then that's where we have to go back to the drawing board and... Sorry. I got a text message that came across. And if you're watching here, bitch, how the fuck do I like my own live? That's weird, right? Oh, I'm glad you did too, Princess Lisa Sapp. Stick with us and we got this shit, okay? I think smiling everything should be viewed on a time crunch. I'm impatient about my shit. If you think I'm gonna sit here and wait forever to get what I want, that's gonna be a hard no. I'm not going to sit here and wait for shit. So I think, the way I've always viewed my manifestations is time is of the essence. Like, I'm not about to sit here and wait for shit. I'm manifest right now on a time crunch. Everything is on a time crunch. That's how I would view everything. Because why would you, if you know that you have the power to manifest whatever it is that you want, why on earth would you want shit to take a long ass time? Not me. Not me. I'm manifesting everything on a time crunch. Shit. Why wait when you can have it now? You know what I'm saying? Get impatient. Every one of you should get impatient as fuck when it comes to what you want. I get what I want and I get it when I want it. And when I affirm, it comes to me immediately. I don't wait for shit. You should tell yourself that. Because because you guys need to keep yourself on that fucking pedestal. Okay? AJ, if you're on that pedestal, you don't need to plead your case. Plead my case about what? You don't need to apologize. Apologize about what? If you're putting yourself on that pedestal, you don't need to chase either. Chase about what? I don't need to chase shit. Nope. I'm not going to do that. If you're putting yourself on that pedestal, then you would believe that you're the baddest bitch. So, hello, duh. And they know it too. When you put yourself on the pedestal and keep yourself on that pedestal, that's what causes people to chase you. It's magnetic. I guess that would be the only thing you're attracting. Is by putting yourself on that pedestal. Because when you put yourself here, then they chase. But the only way you do that is by telling yourself that. If there's good or trash, you should all be affirming like no one compares to me. Absolutely nobody compares to me. Definitely don't view the good or trash as competition. Never. Never. And it shouldn't be hard for you guys. Okay? A lot of this stuff should not be hard for you guys because you guys have to realize this, okay? This isn't the SP that you want to manifest back, right? The SP that you're manifesting back is not the only boyfriend or girlfriend you've ever had in your entire life, is it? No. So why this one? Why is it this one that you want back? Ask yourself that. Why not the one before that? Why not the one before that? Why is it this one? What is it about this SP that I want so badly to manifest them back? What is it about him? I know what that was for me. He was perfect. He was my perfect boyfriend. Literally, he was everything completely opposite of the men that I've ever dated in the past. And so you think I was going to let that shit go? No. He was my perfect boyfriend. And I was like, oh, no. It's one of those, you kissed a shit ton of frogs to get to the prince. Yeah, I was going to go get my prince back. You got me all the way fucked up. Carlette, got it, girl. Okay? I was going to get that man back. So you need to ask yourself, what is it about this SP? Why this SP? Why is it this SP that I want back instead of any other SP I've ever had? So why is it so fucking hard for you guys to sit there and expect them to be the person that won your heart? You can manifest anybody at all. You can manifest anyone you want right now. Why that one? What is it about that one? Why is he so special in your life? So then why the fuck is it so hard for you to expect the best from this man, for you to know that this is your perfect person? Why the fuck is that so hard? You know that's bullshit. It should not be hard for you to expect the best version of him because you could have had anybody else. You could manifest any fucking body else. But there's a reason why it's this one. You could manifest somebody fucking new that checks all the boxes. Why this one? You could manifest somebody super fucking rich that checks all the boxes. Why this one? Because there's something about this one. This is the one that you love. Okay, exactly. This is the one that you fell in love with. There's something about this one that's different than anyone else that you've ever dated in the past. So that's where you need to put yourself in that position to say, yeah, I could manifest any fucking body I want. I could manifest anything else. But why this one? So if this is the one that I'm choosing to manifest back, then you know what? Then I'm going to grow the fuck up and I'm going to persist and expect only the best version of this person. Because what the fuck? I can manifest any fucking body else. But why this one? So this is the one that I'm choosing to manifest back. So instead, I'd rather view this motherfucker as an asshole? No. You could view all the other exes as assholes. But why this one? Remember that shit. Why this one? Because he's my perfect person, because he's perfect for me, because he won my fucking heart. So then why the hell is it so difficult for you to see the best in this person? Why? Why is it so hard for you to expect that this person is everything you've ever wanted and more? Because at one point in time, you fucking did you not? And guess what? When you felt that this was the perfect person, and you knew this, and you were on cloud nine, he was checking all the boxes, you know what happened? You fell in love. He reciprocated that. You grew together. Your bond strengthened. Don't you want that again? Isn't that what you want again? So when are you going to start expecting that version of your SP and not the one that's showing up today, because you're the one keeping that motherfucker right here, not who you want him to be, not the person you fell in love with. So I want you right now to go back to when everything was perfect in your relationship, when you were on cloud fucking nine. Go back right now. And I want you to immerse yourself in that feeling, in that experience that you had, that version of your SP. I want you to bring him back now. Go right now. Time is of the essence. You've wasted enough fucking time bitching about him. You've wasted enough time expecting the fucking worst behavior from him, which is why he's showing up right now. How you don't want him to. So go right now. Come on. Go back in time to where he was everything you fucking ever wanted and more. Where he was perfect. Everything was perfect. And remind yourself of who that version was. Who that SP was. Do it now. I'll wait. Don't worry. Because this is important. Because this is why you're not getting your manifestation. This is why you're not getting movement. It's way more than just affirming your life away. So right now, all of you should be, and I don't give a fuck if you're crying. That's okay. That's the person that you fucking love. Who checks all the boxes. Go remember that person. Go immerse yourself in that person. Hold on to that version right now. And while you're doing that, you're going to pull up a picture of your SP. I'm sure you were, Dawn. This is emotional when you think about the person that you love, the version of the person that you fell in love with. Forget the person that's showing up now. Forget that. You're going to only look at perfect version when you are the happiest in your relationship. I hope you're doing that now, like I fucking told your ass to be doing. Come on. Don't worry about if you're crying. We're not going down shitty memory lane. We're going down happy memory fucking lane. I don't know why it's so easy for you guys to go down shitty memory lane. Who the fuck wants that? We'll get to you, Divine. So, by now, you should have, and good for you, AI world. I'm proud of you, bruh. Okay, come on. You should all by now have your SP's perfect SP version in your mind. You should all have that version of your SP right now. Because if you did what I said, you would have gone back to the time that this man checked all the fucking boxes. Or woman. Because there's, like I said, there's a reason why it's this one. What is it about this one? And not the one before that. Okay? So, now we've gone down memory lane. Okay? Now you... Sanchi, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Well, I can't wait to fucking talk to your ass. I can't wait to talk to you. I'm literally sitting here. You guys need to get a grip. Get a fucking grip right now. Because I'm literally telling you to go back to when everything was perfect. When he checked all the fucking boxes. When that was your person. When you were madly in love. When everything was fucking perfect. Sanchi, pay attention. Go back to that version right now. Fuck what she's saying today. Fuck who she is right now. Go back to that person right now. That won your heart. Okay? Now you have that person. Hold on to that version right now. Fuck who they are right now. It doesn't matter. You're bringing that version to right now. You're holding on to that version. The version that's not asking you to grab your shit. The version that's telling you to move it the fuck in. Yeah, that's the version you're holding on to right now. What is wrong with you? I have to get you guys to start doing things differently. You have to start doing things differently. I don't give a shit. Stop reacting what the fuck they're saying now. Now you have your picture of your SP, right? Now I'm going to give you a couple different options to do, okay? Because if you're holding on to the version of your SP right now, the one that won your heart, the one that you fell in love with, that one that checked all the fucking boxes. When we elevate ourselves, why do we let go of the SP we wanted? We'll talk about that, cookies and cake. Okay? Okay, so this is where we're going to do a little bit of a different spin on some things, okay? So this is called the photo method, okay? The photo method is a very powerful method, okay? This is a powerful method where what you're going to do is you're going to give your commands. So unless you're brand fucking new here, I tell you that you need to put your crown on. And you need to put your crown on right fucking now. And don't ever take that shit off. Okay, because this is your house. This is your reality. This is your kingdom. And you're going to run it as such. No one's above you in your own damn house. You're the queen. You're the king. You're going to fucking start acting like it. No one has free will in your reality. Unless you choose to give it to them. Which, why the fuck would you do that? We can all see how that's been working out. Okay? So now you get the picture out. Now, if you are in you have to start expecting something different from them. You have to start expecting something different from them. So, I don't think if you're holding on, just like I fucking said, hold the questions. Hold the questions. I'll get to you. Okay? So, if you're holding on to the version of your SP that won your heart, the one that you love, then it should not be hard for you to expect them to contact you, because I'm pretty sure when you were in the height of your relationship, they would call you all the time, right? They would text you all the time. If you're holding on to that version, not the version they are today. I said nothing about the fucking today, did I? No. I didn't say right now, did I? No. Okay, the version that you love, that person that checked all the boxes for you. Holding on to that version, it's not hard for you to know that they would text you, is it? No, it shouldn't be. Okay? So I'll give you guys 3 options based upon where you're at in your relationship. Okay? So if you are in no contact with your SP, and I don't give it, do not. I swear to God, if anybody puts a fucking circumstance in the comments, I'm going to wring your neck through this goddamn phone. Because I did not ask for circumstances. I don't give a shit. That's part of your problem. That's part of your problem, is focusing on the current reality and circumstances. Fuck circumstances. You created the circumstances, so why are you worried about them? Don't worry about them. You created them, so you can uncreate them. So don't worry about it, okay? Perfect version of your SP, baby gorilla. Go fucking be a gorilla and go grab your gorilla woman, man. I don't fucking know. Go back and grab your perfect version, okay? Okay, you got it, right? Okay, so if you're in no contact or you're in contact but it's not consistent contact, then you're gonna look at your SP dead ass in their face. Okay, if you're alone, say it out loud. If you're at work, don't sound like a lunatic. Okay, say it in your mind. Okay, and you're gonna look at their picture and you're gonna give your command. Why go to the bathroom? You're contacting me. You could say you're contacting me right now, you're texting me right now, or you're calling me right now. I would always say you're texting me right now, because we text a lot, okay? Now, know that it's going to unfold naturally. So if you say you're calling me right now and he's not a caller, he's a texter, he's going to text you, okay? So don't worry about it. Who gives a fuck how he reaches out? I don't. Okay? Well, Jennifer, are they in the middle of the ocean buried under a fucking rock? I don't think so. If they have to fucking send you a Venmo if they have to fucking send a snail mail to your goddamn house, if they have to go look you up on the internet, they will find a way. If they have to find you on Instagram, WhatsApp, whatever, they'll find a goddamn way. Okay? Don't worry about it. That's a circumstance. Stop doing that. This is your problem. This is your fucking problem. So knock that shit off. Knock that shit off. Right? There you go. He got a Christmas card. AJ, I love you. Okay? Exactly. Don't ask how. You need to know something. You're expecting, I hate when you guys are like, how do you expect? What the fuck are you talking about? You're expecting something regardless. You're expecting them to ghost you, block you, not talk to you, or you're expecting them to fucking contact you. What's your pleasure? Because either way, you're expecting something from them. This is not something you have to try to do. And if you're expecting them not to contact you, you know what that tells me? That tells me that you're not pulling up perfect version of your boyfriend, correct? Because if you just went back in time, I gave this whole emotional fucking little motivational talk. Were you guys not fucking listening? I felt like it was pretty emotional. Almost brought a tear to my eye. And I don't do that shit on here. Where you go back to where your relationship is completely perfect. Take that version. And that's who he is today. Okay? Okay. So, you're going to command them. You're contacting me right now. You're calling 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 me right now. Over and over and over and over again. And you're going to expect them to contact you. Okay? The way you're going to know if you're expecting them to contact you is guess what you're going to do? Put your fucking phone down. Go about your day. Did I say check your phone? I didn't say check your phone. Okay? I didn't say that shit at all. You're going to just expect that, because if you expect that to them, then guess what? They're going to do what you said, because if you just know, that's what manifests, is just knowing, okay? So you're going to do that. Now, if you're in constant contact, then you're going to affirm that you're going to command them, you're coming to see me today. 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 Say with a little bit of backbone, like a queen. Okay? Like a queen. Now, if for some fucking stupid-ass reason, you guys can't expect that shit for them, which is fucking stupid, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about your SP, the perfect version of your SP, and I want you to think about something you know he would do. Something you know he would do. You wouldn't question it. You're just like, yeah, I know he would do that. Then that's what you're going to command him to do. Like if you know that he would call you to check on the kids, then that's what you're going to command him to do. You're calling me to check on the kids. Okay? Anything that you know he would do, then that's what you're going to affirm for. That's what you're going to command him to do. But personally, I would hope that you can expect a fucking text. Okay? Because that's the thing. We have to get over the first hurdle. You need to start expecting something different from these SPs. So you need to start right now expecting them to fucking contact you. How in the hell could you expect them? How the hell could you expect them to want a relationship with you if you can't even expect them to text your ass? Tell me how that makes sense. You know it doesn't. You know it doesn't. Okay, this is because it's baby gorilla. It's called thought transmission. Okay, it's you control their thoughts. It's called thought transmission. So when you look at them and you give your commands, they do whatever you want them to do. My boyfriend has sexy time with me. Well, when he wants it, I'll totally give him sex time when he wants it. But he'll also give it to me when I want it. I'll use the photo for whatever the fuck I want. There we go. That's a good example too, because that's what I was going to say is, if you know that they would do something, command them to do something that eases your stress. Like, you're going to like my story today. You're liking my story today. Make sure you have one up there. You're liking my story today. You're liking my story today, okay? Anything that you know that they would do, I want you to command them to do it on the spot, okay? You're opening my Snapchat today. You're looking at my Snapchat today, right? Anything like that, because at least it lessens the resistance, okay? Exactly. Like, why wouldn't they contact you, James? Have they seen you? And you got a funny ass personality. You have to remember that these people were your perfect person at some point, okay? Bring that person back. Hold that person back now and expect it from them. Do you understand? Now, I gotta go to the restroom. Get it done and expect them to do exactly what you told them to do because it's your goddamn fucking house and you'll give your commands. I won't keep you paused for too long today because I love you guys. Ooh, Lord. All right, how was that? I know you said it was good. I know you said it was good. So you need to expect that from them all the time. You need to start looking at it like you can use a photo method to get them to do whatever it is you want them to do. Okay, so let's say you're with your SP, right? But you want them to commit to you. So tell their ass what to fucking do. You're committed to me. You're committed to me. You're in a committed relationship with me. You could also tell them, we're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right now. We're getting back together right fucking now. I did that. I totally did that. Okay, you can get them to do whatever you want them to do. Let's say you're hanging out all the time, but you want sexy time tonight. Well, tell them what you want them to do. Let's say you don't want to cook dinner tonight. Oh, command them. You're cooking dinner tonight. Or you're bringing me dinner tonight. You can get them to do whatever you want. Pumpkin, you're not fucking new here. We do this every goddamn time. I explain it every fucking time. Okay? You have to start looking at things like, you literally have to start looking at things as whatever I think about them throughout the day are their thoughts. Yes. Yes. Whatever I think about them throughout the day is getting pushed into their brain and are becoming their thoughts. So what do I want them thinking all day long? About how they fucking don't like me and how they're ghosting me and not talking to me and don't want anything to do with me? Is that what I want them to think all day long? I know you just said no. So this is where you need to discipline your fucking mind. This is where you need to discipline your mind. I tell you guys every time we do this that you have to start now. You have to start doing this now. Because what's the game plan when they come back? You got to run your relationship like you did the first time? Because guess how well that went? There's a reason why you're manifesting them back. Right? So you need to realize that. You need to realize that you have to do things differently now. You have to evolve as a human now. Because whether it's this SP or let's say you decided you wanted a whole nother SP. If you missed the exercise, oh, that's a good question, Angie. Okay. So since you're expecting, I like that. Since you're expecting them to text you and contact you, here's what you're not going to fucking do when they contact you. You're not going to force a 3D. Okay. So you're not going to sit there and apologize for shit, talk about the past, talk about the breakup. You don't need to do any of that. For fucking what? For what? That's not what you need to do. You don't need to go down memory goddamn lane about the past. This is new version, new relationship. Do you go on a first date with do you start talking to somebody? Let's say you meet somebody on Bumble. Do you, is the first text that you have with this person talking about your past relationships? I don't think so. At least I would hope not. So then this is no different. This is new relationship. Okay. New relationship. So keep it casual. Let the conversation flow where it flows. Don't force anything. Don't sit there and be like, so are we going to get back together? Like, I am so sorry. I know where I went wrong. I know I caused the breakup. Thanks, Terry girl. I know I caused the breakup. Like, this is all my fault. And, you know, I think I just really want to sit down and talk. Can we meet for coffee so we could just really talk about things? Don't fucking do that. I have a client that did that. And we met for coffee. And he told her everything she didn't want to hear. That's because this is something that you're working on, okay? This is like a muscle that you're strengthening, right? You're trying to get better at this by not reacting to things that they say or do in their thoughts, by not questioning anything about them, by learning to persist in only perfect boyfriend for me. This is my perfect boyfriend. This is my perfect husband. This is my perfect wife, right? And only viewing them in that sense. Because if you try to force a 3D and say, hey, let's get together for coffee, if you're not persisting and expecting only perfect boyfriend, guess what you're going to get? Not what you wanted. Okay, not what you wanted. So do not chase. Okay, they contact you. Have a great conversation. Enjoy the conversation. But what you're not going to do is hang up that fucking phone and then call them another 55,000 times and text them up the fucking wazoo. And then get all pissed off because they don't respond within 2.5 milliseconds after you pressed send. Because they left you unread for a little bit of time. That's not what you're going to do. Because this is where discipline comes in. This is where you're practicing now. You're practicing now to control your thoughts, to only select perfect boyfriend, to not read into shit, and to only assign positive meaning to everything, right? To work on your self-concept and how you see yourself as the baddest bitch. Like, this is what you're doing now. So that when they come full circle, because I tell you guys, if you guys do exactly what I tell you to do, you better get prepared. You better be prepared. Because they'll conform real fast, like real fast. And so you need to know how to respond to that shit. You need to know how to discipline yourself now so that when they conform, that it grows and that it stays a perfect relationship. I'm not going to sit here and say that you're never going to have a disagreement. That's fucking stupid and that's not realistic advice. But what you're going to do, because you've evolved as a human, is now when you have a disagreement, it doesn't turn into an argument. Because what the fuck is there to argue about? I don't need to argue with you. Nope. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say, and I'll respond. But I'm not going to respond like negatively. I'll just be like, okay, yeah. No, I get that. I totally understand. And in here, we're great. He's the perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship. He's the perfect boyfriend. We have the best relationship. He is so in love with me. He is so in love with me. He is so in love with me. The whole fucking time. He could still be talking. You guys know this when it comes to me and my boyfriend. He could still whole ass be talking. And while he's in here, he is so in love with me. 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 This is discipline. This is discipline. You cannot react to every fucking thing because that's what you did that's what you did when you were with that person, which is what led to the breakup because you can't stop reacting. And so this is where you guys need to practice this now, where you need to practice not reacting to what the fuck they post on social media, not reacting to your 3D, not letting things trigger you. I tell you guys should start affirming to yourself, or you guys should start telling yourself that nothing triggers me. I don't get triggered. What? Nothing triggers me. I don't get triggered. Maybe that'll help your ass not get triggered. I don't get angry. For what? Anger issues? What anger issues? I'm very calm. Because it doesn't help you to do the opposite. Does it? I don't fucking think so. I don't think so. So we're going to start now. We're going to start now because you guys question everything now. I can only imagine, and react to every fucking thing now. I can only imagine how you are in your relationship. Reacting to fucking everything they do, everything they say, reading into shit, creating your own fictitious stories. They literally just said I'm busy and you're like, oh, I bet he's busy doing this, that, and the third. He didn't even say none of that shit. But that's when you're not creating. He says he's going to go out with his friends, and you guys sit the whole time he's out with his friends wondering who the fuck he's talking to, what he's really doing, who he's really with, and then are surprised that gutter trash appears. Either way it goes, you're always going to prove yourself right. So what is it you want to prove yourself right about? Because regardless, you're always proving yourself right. A list of what's forcing the 3D. Guys, see that shit? Look, and he's new. Real Drippy is new here. I'd like to take a little screenshot of that. I should just sell this photo method. Keep it. Just saying. Hey, Terry. Yeah, see? It worked just now. Can't believe it. Exactly. So Real Drippy, what I want you to do is leverage, right? We don't follow the law here. We leverage the law. Okay. I don't parrot Neville Goddard. I don't parrot law of assumption. I teach you how to leverage the law to get what the fuck you want and to get it when you want it. That's what I teach you. That's what makes me different. But that's also what has people manifesting their SPs back. That's also what has people manifesting all kinds of shit back because they leverage the law. We don't follow the law. For what? I mean, follow the law in the 3D though. Don't be like, I don't follow the laws around here, so I leverage to the police. I don't think they're going to be so understanding. You can manifest whatever you want. So Ponytail Madam, can I manifest success in my exams? 1,000%. Start telling yourself exams are the easiest for me. Like I pass all my exams with flying colors. I literally ace every single exam. I hardly even have to study for exams. They're just so easy. Like I am the best at taking exams. Like I literally get straight A's. Every time I take the exam, I pass. Whatever's that you want from the exam. Yes, tell yourself that. But you must know that. You need to expect that, okay? You don't have to believe it to keep telling yourself that. But you need to expect it. So the key is, it's really easy for you to affirm for manifesting for success in your exams, but then when it gets to the exam day, to be like, you can't do that. What you're gonna do is pick your fucking little chin up, and you're gonna go into that exam knowing, of course I'm gonna pass this exam, it's fucking easy. That's what you're gonna do. You're going to have the confidence. You're going to walk into that exam and you're going to walk in with your head held high, with your back fucking out, and knowing that this shit is yours. Yeah, that's what you have to do. You cannot question going into the exam like, I don't know, is this working? I don't know. I don't know if this is going to work. Am I going to do well? Am I going to pass this exam? You can't do that. Okay? So just control your thoughts about it. Control your thoughts about it. Ingrid, I'm so proud of you, bitch. Knowing what you did wrong doesn't mean constantly blaming yourself. Just know what to improve. Absolutely. Absolutely. You don't need to beat yourself up over it, which is why I laugh when all of you guys will be like, yep, always backfires. Always backfires. Okay? But yeah, you know what you did wrong. But there's no need to self-loathe over it and to rack yourself with guilt and blame yourself. Do you just course correct? You're like, okay, it's fine. I tell you guys, everything in your 3D is nothing but feedback. Your SP is nothing but feedback. Okay, everything in your reality you should only look at like it's just one big feedback. Like, oh, okay, so he sent me a text and I haven't heard from him since, like, we'll say yesterday. Okay, there's feedback. That's feedback. Where am I wavering? Am I persisting in perfect boyfriend? Am I expecting him to text me every single day? No, I went against that. I selected old version again because I got in my thoughts when he didn't text me the next day. Okay, cool. I just need to course correct. Which is why I tell you guys need to know that your SP is only playing, your SPs are always only playing their part. Okay? They're only playing the part that you've assigned to them. It's not their fault. Everything that's coming out of their mouth, everything that they're doing or not doing is not their fault. That's all you, bitch. That is all you. So you guys will sit there and be like, well, I want him to apologize. Apologize for fucking what? What do you need an apology for? Because you're the one that created the shit, so you don't need him to apologize for shit. You don't need to. You don't need them to apologize for nothing. You don't need them to grovel at your feet for fucking what? You're the one that created this. None of you should be mad at your SPs at all. For what? They're only playing the part that you assign them. They're only telling you what you think. They're only reflecting your feelings the way you think they feel about you. They're only reflecting that back to you. Which is why I tell you in the beginning of your relationship, everything was fucking peachy king. Because that was your assumption. Like, everything is great. Oh my God, this is great. He loves me. Like, I know we're good. Therefore you were. Therefore he reflected all that out to you. And then you changed your thoughts. You questioned it. And then he reflected that back to you too. Never once, if you're honest with yourself, if you're brutally honest with yourself, never once have you thought the opposite and been firm about the opposite and then he reflects the opposite. Never once. Somewhere you thought about it. And you don't have to go down this whole like long ass rabbit hole of thinking about it consistently for it to push out. You don't have to do that, which is why I don't like a lot of these coaches out here that tell you that you don't have to flip your thoughts. Yes, the fuck you do. Yes, you do. Because if you didn't need to flip your thoughts, let's think logically here. If you didn't need to flip your thoughts, then you would have never had the breakup, right? Because you thought about it. You questioned your relationship, therefore pushed out. Why? Because you didn't flip the thought. I manifested plenty of things because I didn't flip the thought. And it's usually all the bad shit. Because why would you need to flip a positive thought, right? So it's usually like, you can literally think of something one time. I've had several things manifest because I thought about it one time and didn't dwell on it. I didn't think about it ever again. And it pushed out. So you have to get good at flipping those thoughts because you can't question your relationship. Which is why I tell you guys, when you're affirming for you and your SP, let's say they conform and you get your manifestation quickly, because they will. If you're doing everything I tell you, they'll conform very fast, okay? So let's say you get your relationship. Well, you have to only see the best in them moving forward, because you have to understand, logically speaking, you at first, because you're conditioning yourself, make it bits and pieces, okay? Bits and pieces. This is hot and cold behavior. Okay, where all of a sudden they message you and you have a great conversation one day, then you don't hear from them. They come and see you one time and then you don't hear from them for a couple days, right? This is just feedback, because that's all that's telling you is that you are wavering in versions of them, okay? It's really easy, and this is what you guys have to understand. It's really easy to select perfect boyfriend when everything's fucking great, right? But where the conditioning lies, where the discipline lies, is selecting perfect boyfriend when everything's not great. Because they can turn around real fast. Like, they can literally turn around real fast, where all of a sudden you're getting hot and cold behavior and they're on the cold cycle. And then all of a sudden you persist in perfect boyfriend and they come back around full circle, hot all over again. But you have to persist in perfect boyfriend for it to stay hot. Hot and cold behavior is only wavering in your thoughts about them. And usually it's because everything seems to be going good, but because you haven't disciplined your fucking self and you're not acting like an adult, they all of a sudden you send them a text message and they left you on red. And now you're like, uh-oh, this isn't what I want. And now you start wavering in your thoughts again. So now they don't talk to you for a couple days. And now all that's doing is reaffirming to you like, oh, see, I knew it. We're not good anymore. No, 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 no. We're not doing that. Discipline yourself. Discipline yourself. And it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be hard if you would remind yourself. Like, a lot of you guys feel so defeated, okay? You guys feel so defeated, and you let your self-concept be affected by the things that they said, okay? And that affects now your self-concept. But the thing is they only said that stuff because you thought that way. But now you're taking their words and allowing for you to feel defeated, like they don't want me anymore. They only said that because you weren't sure if they did. So they reflected that out to you. You can't do that shit. Car broke down today and they told me. I love that shit, Ready Dance Co. See, you're a master at this shit, bitch. It's all it takes. It's all it takes. You should not accept anything in your reality that you don't like. Anything that you don't like. When you're the one that is creating it and you're the one that can uncreate it, right? Rooted Dance Company didn't sit there and tell herself like, oh, she might have actually said, damn, I wonder how much this is going to cost, right? And then they're like, yeah, it's going to be expensive. But when you realize you're in control, and I tell you guys this, you guys can change anything you want. You should never accept anything you don't want to hear. When you're the one that has the power to change it. Anything that does not change anything you want. You should never accept anything you don't want to hear when you're the one that has the power to change it. Anything that does not benefit your life, why the fuck would you accept that shit? No. I don't care how much proof they're showing you. They could be showing you all the parts in the car and being like, no, see, look, this is all the problems. Nope. She literally declared the amount. It was less than that, of course, because you don't need to accept shit you don't want when you can change it, and you can change it now. But so often we take everyone at their word, just like you take your boyfriend at his word. You also take the mechanic at his word. You take the fucking school director at their word. You take your boss at their word. You take the doctors at their word. You take everybody for their word, and that fucks all your shit up. I know you do, because you wouldn't be identifying yourself as having anxiety because you took the doctor at their word, because you were having a down day. So you took the doctor at their word. The fuck? No, I told you I normalized my cholesterol levels when they were like, you could have a stroke. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about, a stroke? They're like, your cholesterol levels at over 700. You could die. Okay. No. And even though my mom, who's the worried one, is always like, but ChatGPT says, she looks up everything in ChatGPT. I said, if you think I'm going to leave my medical future to ChatGPT, you don't know me very well. It's like, I don't give a fuck who you are. You can be a whole ass attorney. Guess what? I don't give a fuck what you have to say either, if it isn't what I want to hear. I made a DUI go away and the whole bit. It wasn't even my DUI. By refusing to acknowledge it, right? By refusing to be like, what? No, this is going to go away. Like, I'm not saying you shouldn't go to court, Haley. But instead, it's like, no, this is all going to be taken care of. Nope, this is all going to work itself out. This is going away. Sure enough, no DUI. And my boyfriend at the time was like, that's impossible. He's like, that's absolutely impossible. He's like, because it's the most cut and dry case in my life. Like, it's the easiest case ever to win because you blew over the legal limit. Guilty, right? And I was like, nope, no case. And he's like, that's impossible. Sure enough, no case ever filed. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Thanks, girl. Well, Rosaline, I hope you're not referring to me, sis, because I'm Gucci. I am Gucci. Oh, what did I do for weight loss? Yes. So backstory, in case you're new here, that's how I got my start in the manifestation world. Is I lost over 100 pounds in less than 11 months, no diet, no exercise. So I taught people how to do. I still do. I teach people how to do the same, right? Because what you have to understand when it comes to weight loss is your subconscious mind has no idea. Your body only answers to one entity, and that is your mind. Okay, it only goes off of the thoughts that you tell it. Your body is designed to completely heal itself. It's literally designed to completely heal itself. Okay, take a look at any surgery that they've ever had. Like, let's say you break a bone. What do? Put a cast on it. Well, what the fuck is a cast? It's just designed to hold your bones together because the bones heal themselves. Okay. Same with if you have rods put in your arm, that's just designed to keep everything in place because it heals itself. Okay. Tumors, cancer, all that stuff. The body is designed to fully heal itself. It is. But if you assume and if you choose to believe what and accept what the doctor tells you, then your body responds. So when it comes to weight loss, your body has no idea if this is good or bad for you. It has no idea. It only knows what you assume to be true about said cheesy bread. Which, let's talk about that shit. How am I going to get some cheesy bread and it's supposed to come with marinara sauce and they don't give me my shit? I told my boyfriend, I was like, you need to go get the marinara sauce. He goes, you want me to go all the way down? We had it delivered. They never fucking bring the sauces when you have it delivered. So, yeah, I have no sauce for this. That was on a side fucking note. But anyway, it has no idea if that's good for you or bad for you. So you can literally you could tell yourself whatever you want. You can literally tell yourself, because this is what I did. I said, I could eat whatever I want and I lose weight. I could eat whatever I want and I lose weight, right? And I convinced myself, I literally started telling myself that I lose weight every time I eat tacos and every time I eat pasta. Therefore I do. I ate a whole shit ton of pasta last night, like literally, like they packed that shit to the brim. And so I ate like 3/4 of it because I love pasta. Chicken broccoli fettuccine alfredo is what I ordered last night. And I had a crap ton of pasta. Plus I had beef stew with rice for lunch. Plus I had, cheesy garlic bread with no fucking marinara sauce. Okay. Thank God I had Alfredo dipping sauce. You know, I had some French fries. Oh, my boyfriend bought me some, judge me not. I like the mini corn dogs from Wiener Schnitzel's. So he brought me some of those yesterday. And I had all that to eat yesterday. You know how much weight I gained? None. You know why? Because I now tell myself that I can eat whatever I want and I don't gain weight, right? I mean, I can't like wither away. I'm 125 pounds. Okay, so I flipped that. But you can literally convince yourself that everything you eat is good for you. Everything I eat is healthy for me. Doesn't matter what I eat, everything I eat is healthy for me. Your body will respond accordingly, okay? But what happens is you listen to all these nutritional experts out there and they tell you got to read the labels. You should eat organic. You know, you should do gluten-free. What the fuck is gluten? Tell me, what the fuck is gluten-free? I don't know, and I don't care. What the hell's a macro? I don't know, and I don't give a shit, right? Like, tell me why organic, is it grown somewhere special? I don't know, and I don't give a shit either. I don't care what's in anything. I don't care. I don't care what's in anything. Because all that does is create assumptions in you that, oh, you can't have donuts because that's fucking bad for you, right? You can't have Mexican food because, ooh, that shit is fattening. As long as that's what you believe, your body responds accordingly. Or you can choose to believe the opposite. Like, no. Every time I eat McDonald's, I lose weight. McDonald's is actually the healthiest thing in the world for me. You know, there was a study that came out that said if you eat McDonald's French fries, it's actually good for your hair. Well, I would love to assume that's true, because who doesn't want to have fantastic hair? You know, so you can assume anything. Like every time I eat sweets, I lose weight. Like sweets are completely healthy for me if you love sweets, right? You don't have to accept what mainstream society is leading you to believe. So that's where I always use Jared from Subway as an example and said, okay, we're not talking about Jared, the pervert. We're talking about what he ate. Okay? He ate 2-foot-long Subway sandwiches every single day and like lost a shit ton of weight. Well, mainstream society would tell you that bread is the first thing you got to let go of, right? All diets tell you that. You can't have bread. Find a substitute. Fuck a substitute. What are you talking about? Cauliflower rice? If you think you're ever going to convince me that cauliflower rice tastes like rice, I don't think so. No, it doesn't. What is it? Hearts of palm? You're going to convince me hearts of palm tastes like spaghetti? Have you fucking had the shit? No, it doesn't. Not in any sense of that word. Okay? But they tell you that you're not supposed to have these things because they're fattening for you, right? But Jared was like, no, I could eat bread. He had an assumption that he could eat bread. It was totally fine. It wasn't fattening for him. Therefore, his body responded accordingly. I eat a shit ton of Taco Bell. I don't eat it often, but I eat a shit ton when I eat it because who the fuck gets full off of like 3 tacos? I don't. I don't. So I'll have like 2 gorditas. I love gorditas. I'll have like 2 gorditas. I get the box, the Supreme box. I'll have 2 gorditas. I'll have a burrito. And then that's not enough there. Let me get a couple extra tacos. I'll have all that shit. And I'll lose half a pound every time I eat that shit. It doesn't matter what time of day you eat either. Because everything is based on your assumption. So you can lose weight. You can control the scale too. I teach people how to control the scale too. Where I literally am like, hey, you know what? You can control the scale right now. You can literally, I don't care what you ate today. You could be like, I'm gonna wake up tomorrow half a pound lighter. Go ahead, try it out. You wake up, jump on that scale, half a pound lighter. I do it every time. I used to have fun with that shit. As you can see, I live a very carefree life. Okay? I live a very carefree life, and I literally choose, and I've lived my life like this a majority of the time, is I literally have chosen to not accept anything that I don't like. If you tell me something I don't want to hear, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it doesn't matter how much evidence they would shove in my face. Because I talked about that a couple weeks ago, where I was facing astronomical odds, where everyone was telling me, like, you better just accept your fate. Even my mom, she goes, you need to accept it. I said, accept what? No. I was like, no, not at all. I refused to believe what they were telling me. I didn't care how many experts wanted to tell me. I refused to believe it. And therefore, I won. I got everything I wanted. And they were like, how the fuck did that work out in your favor? And then they wanted me to give my power away, right? Because they were like, oh my gosh, the only thing that could explain that is a higher power. I said, right. Or me and my belief. I didn't care what they were saying. You can either choose to accept something in your reality or not accept it. You can either choose to accept what the fuck your SP is telling you, or you can choose not to accept it. You can choose to accept their current behavior, or you can choose not to accept it. You can choose to accept your feelings fucking being hurt, stomped on every fucking day of your life, or you can choose to grow up and not accept anything in your reality you don't like. Why in the fuck would you accept anything in your reality that you don't like when you are the one that has the power to change that? You're not a victim of anything. You're not. I don't care what you've been through in your past. I don't care how hard of a childhood you had. You're not a victim of anything, because what happened to you may not have been your fault when you were younger or whatever you've been through. But letting that shit control who you are now is very much your fault. Very much your fault. You have done nothing but play the victim card. And it's affecting your life because you have chosen to accept this. You won't let it go, and you're letting it run your life now. And I don't care what the circumstance was. I don't care what you've been through in your life, because I promise you, I have had a very colorful life. There's probably nothing anyone's been through that I haven't been through, other than a severe car accident. Other than that, I've been through it. Oh, actually I was. I've been through it all. I've been through it all. I've been the victim of a sexual assault. I've been through domestic violence. I've been through all that shit. But do you think I let that control myself now? Never. Never. Because what does that do for you? How is that helping your life? It's not. Playing the victim and letting shit from your past control who you fucking are now, that doesn't help your life. It's hurting your life. It's hurting the ones around you too, because you're pushing them away. You're freaking isolating yourself. You're letting it run your relationships. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. You need to stop because it doesn't help you at all. It does not help you. You need to take everything that you've ever been through and say, fuck that shit. Yes, that happened, but it will not define who the fuck I am today. It will not control my life any longer because that is giving your power away. That is giving your power away every fucking day to somebody else or something else. You can't do that. So I want you all, I don't care what you've been through and I don't care how hard it's been. You have to let it go. You can't let it control who you are now. You can't let it run your life. It's already been doing that. So you can't accept it anymore. You are in control of your life. You're in control of everything in your life. So control it. Own it. Put on your crown. And don't ever take that shit off. No matter who the fuck tries to come in your reality and take it over, fuck them. Because I'm going to change your ass too. How about that? You think you're going to come in my reality and disrespect me? I don't think so. I don't fucking think so. You know how many people have tried to come on my lives and tried to tell me about myself and how I need to have a positive attitude? Okay. I don't give a fuck what you have to say. Somebody came in here the other day and told me that she was a psychic. And she didn't need to see me. And she's not on camera. This is how stupid it fucking sounded. And she said, I'm not on camera and I can't see people. I was like, bitch, what are you talking about? You're on my live. And last time I checked, I'm on camera. So you can very much see me. She's like, but I'm here to tell you that your energy, you should take care of that. My energy's just fine. I still get what the fuck I want. I get it when I want it. So what the fuck you talking about? My energy's just fine. If you may not like my attitude, and do you think I give a shit? No, I don't. I don't come on here trying to be a bitch to anybody. I don't come on here trying to check your ass and tell you about your life and how sucky you are and what a piece of shit you are. I don't ever do that. Ever. Never. Do I do that? Never. But I will check you every time you want to come in my comments with your circumstances, your limiting beliefs, your victim mentality bullshit. Yeah, I'm going to check you every time because how else do I help you? How else do I help you? I'm not going to tell you what the fuck you want to hear. No, there's plenty of people in the world that will tell you what the fuck you want to hear. But I'm not that bitch. No, I don't tell you what you want to hear. I'll tell you what you need to hear. And you can take it or leave it. But don't come in here months later and be whining and bitching and moaning and groaning about nothing changing. Because that shit's on you. Somebody asked me the other day, because I made a comment, I said, if you think you're going to come on my lives a year from now, like let's manifest a gang of shit. But if you think you're going to come on my lives a year from now, still trying to manifest your SP, I'm going to block your ass. Block. They were like, are you seriously going to block us if we're here a year from now, trying to manifest our SPs back? I said, yes, I am. Now, if you're here a year from now, want to manifest, a rich ass fucking lifestyle and a new career and everything in the fucking world, then yeah, stick around. But I'm not going to fucking help you manifest your SP back a year from now because I'm all done with your ass. You know why? Because that tells me that you have not at all been doing what the fuck I say, because I had to figure this shit out on my own. Okay? I had to figure this out on my own, and it took me 4 weeks to get my SP back. So, if you would do what I say, then guess what? Oh yeah, it was you, Doodles. I know it was your ass. Well, that's not a good thing to say. You're already planning on you and your SP not being together a year from now that you're going to manifest a new one? Have you fucking learned nothing? Have you learned nothing, Doodles? Oh. If you're my client, you get my phone number, like my actual phone number. If I pass that shit out to everybody, I can't do that. There's some unstable people in this world. There's some weirdos out there. So they don't get my number. No, thank you. Because I actually give you my phone number. Not a bat line, like some people do. I have a guy that I know for sure that does that. He gets a bat line. Nah. But my DMs are open to you if you want to have a discussion and talk about your current situation. But what I'm not going to do is go back and forth with your fucking ass. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you expand on your old story and old story and old story. I got other people that will actually want to manifest their SPs. Okay, so since I've been helping people manifest their SPs back, like people are manifesting them back lightning ass speed when they've been attempting to do this shit for years and nothing worked. That's because they've been following all these creators out here that don't know what the fuck they're doing. That don't know what they're doing. And I do. I'm good at it. It's not the same principle. It's somewhat the same concepts, but there are slight tweaks made based upon if you're trying to manifest your SP, money, business success, weight loss, all that shit. There's different tweaks that need to be made to manifesting. There's not a cookie cutter fucking system where it's like, yeah, this is all you got to do and you can manifest whatever you want. Anyone telling you that shit, they haven't manifested everything. Okay? So I've manifested weight loss, as you know, a lot of weight loss in a short amount of time. Manifested my ISP back from no contact living with me in 4 weeks. Manifested boatloads of money, business success. I used to have a 7-figure business at one point in time, but I hated what I did. So I closed that shit down, but I've helped over 82. But now my business is successful, and I've helped over 82 entrepreneurs grow their business over 7 figures in a short amount of time, in less than 3 years. So I'm good at it all. So I know how to teach it all. Okay? Weight loss, 1,000%. I talk about it on my YouTube channel. Yeah, there's a lot of weight loss videos on there. Basically, I lost 100 pounds. I'll tell you what it is in one sentence. I lost 100 pounds in 11 months, no diet, no exercise. All by understanding how the body takes instruction from the mind. My YouTube channel is in my bio. Okay, so if you go there, I go live every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time here on TikTok, but I post all my replays in the YouTube. I also have a bunch of videos there. I have not recorded any new content for videos for YouTube, but that's what I plan to do. I did record a couple for TikTok today, so winning on that front. So, now I'm taking God damn you all. So now I'm taking 2 coaching calls later on today, so I won't be able to record YouTube content, but that's okay, because I have a shit ton already recorded. So I got to get better at structuring that shit out. But if you are interested on one-on-one coaching with me, where I help you find out exactly what the problem is with your SP, we recreate your SP for you, and we help set you up on the right path so that you can go ahead and get your SP, then go ahead and work with me one-on-one. It's not a lot of money, guys. There's a lot of manifestation coaches out there that they charge a shit ton of money. In fact, my COO is telling me I should be charging you $2,000 per session. No, I'm not going to do that. And he knows that. He literally knows that. So, because I'm not going to do that. How can I help everybody get the love back in their life if I'm charging an arm and a fucking leg for that shit, right? So instead, I want to help as many people as possible. So it's literally less than $100 to work with me. Okay. Plus you also get tech support as well. So I want to keep you right and tight after we have our coaching call, right? I don't just ghost you after that, like toodaloo. Okay. On top of that, I also have 30 days of tech support. Okay. So don't worry about that shit. I don't ghost your ass. Okay. Plus we have a free WhatsApp community that is lit. Okay. You'll see success stories going off. Okay. Because the second you learn to harness your power, there we go. Look at that. The second you learn how to harness your power, guess what? Everything changes. Everything changes. And you can manifest whatever you fucking want. How do you manifest if you're obsessing about your ex? Well, I will never create assumptions in you that don't benefit you, okay? So, I can't wait to talk to you, Sanchi. Shoot me a text, bitch. And let me know your TikTok name so I can check your ass. And send me a voice note. I need to know I need to know a little bit of backstory and where you're currently at. And what you're going to stop doing is forcing the goddamn 3D. I'm just going to stop doing it. You're going to stop doing that right now. Okay. How do you manifest if you're obsessing about your ex? Well, first of all, you're always manifesting. Okay. This isn't something you're learning how to do. You're constantly manifesting. So Obsessing over your ex means that your ex is here and you're here. No, 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 no. You need to flip that where you're out on the pedestal and your ex is here. No one compares to you in your own damn house. No one is better than you in your own reality. So you need to humble her ass a little bit. Okay? Bring her on down a notch. Because that's how she chases you, okay? And all you have to do is persist. So if you're obsessed, so let's take obsession and let's leverage that for a second, okay? Let's leverage that for a second. So if you're, because I teach how to leverage the law, okay? So let's say you're obsessing about your ex. So my guess is if you're obsessing about your ex, you're thinking about all the good shit, right? Who obsesses over an asshole? I would assume not, right? So if you're obsessing over your ex, it should be relatively easy for you to get her to conform, because that must mean you're obsessing over the version of her that you love, right? Or him that you love. And you see them in a positive light, which is why you're obsessing over them, right? So let's take your obsession and make it work for you, okay? And say, okay, so if I'm obsessing over my ex, that's obviously because I know she's super bad and like she's hot and amazing and everything I've ever wanted. So if you know that about her, then you should be able to get her to contact you, come and see you, want to be with you, all of that shit. But you have to work on your self-concept. Okay, you need to see yourself as being better than. Like, you need to have the attitude like, bitch, you're lucky I even want your ass. I have options. Like, have you seen me? I have fucking options. So you're lucky I even want you. That's the kind of attitude you need to have. Okay? And because that puts you on that pedestal like, I have fucking options out here in the streets. Don't think I don't. Okay? Because I'm a badass bitch. And I can have whoever I want whenever I want them. And whoever I want wants me even more. So you're like I even want your ass. That's the attitude you need to have. That's a self-concept. Okay? And when you have that self-concept, you've now put yourself on the pedestal. Now you leverage your obsession with her and say, okay, yeah, she's also a bad bitch. And I love her. I love everything about her. I'm assuming it's a woman because it's totally sexist for me to assume Anthony is a guy's name. But we're rolling with it. So it's like, you leverage that and now you affirm for what it is that you want. Because if you're obsessed with her, then you should expect that behavior from her. And she'll conform. Quickly. Unless you're irrational and like to obsess over somebody who is a jerk and everything you don't want, right? So that's where you learn to leverage your obsession and say, oh, well, obviously I'm obsessed with her because she's perfect. So I'm going to leverage that. Don't worry about it. Leverage. All of you need to get good at leveraging. Yeah, I'll call you on WhatsApp. Okay? Hey. Yeah, you can send me a DM. All right, Alyssa, let's get it popping. Let's get it pop, lock, and dropping. There's only 3 things that you must do to manifest your SP back. 1 is you need to see the version of them that is your perfect person. When you work with me, we help create that on the spot, okay? But you need to see them as your perfect person. Perfect, absolutely perfect in your world, okay? 2, you need to have a great self-concept, okay? You need to see yourself as the baddest bitch that I just talked about, okay? And then 3, you affirm for what you want and you don't waver. You don't need to check the fucking 3D. You don't need to waver, okay? Don't waver in your thoughts about it, and you need to get good at flipping your thoughts. Good, bitch. Good glitter sparkles. And I hope you're wearing your scrubs. Oh, yeah. It's about finding leverage, guys. Okay? I'm petty, and my people are petty and impatient, which I am too. So we find the leverage. We find the leverage. And when we find leverage, ooh, that's the fun part. No, the 3 is you're affirming, but the point is you cannot waver from it, okay? You cannot waver from that. You must persist no matter what you see, no matter what you hear, no matter who they are. You must persist in perfect boyfriend, perfect girlfriend, and what it is that you want, and allow for the turnaround. There's no need for you to react. Which somebody's about to say something stupid. I already know. That's right. I figured it was a woman. Doesn't matter. Anthony, I just talked about this. I should make a video about this. Depends on what you're talking about in therapy. I don't like therapy. I'll be perfectly honest with you. And the reason I don't like therapy is because therapy, all therapists do is teach you how to tell. All therapists want you to do is talk about your old shit. Talk about the story. Talk about the old story. Talk about the old story. Go ahead, keep talking about the old story. Months later, go ahead, keep talking about the old story. You can't heal from the old story if you keep talking about it, right? If you're constantly talking about how it makes you feel as if it just happened fucking yesterday, you can't heal from it. Instead, there's a couple things you can do to heal from childhood trauma, okay? A couple things you can do to heal from childhood trauma is revision, okay? You can either go back and visualize, which I don't think is a good idea for childhood trauma, okay? Because you don't want to go immerse yourself back into the traumatic experience. It's fucking stupid. So instead, what you need to do is move forward, okay? By changing the story, okay? By changing the story. So you could say like, I'd have to know what, like a brief sentence of what that was to give you like an affirmation for you to tell yourself. But you can always say, you could say something like, everything in my life has always been perfect. I've always had the perfect life. I have literally always had the perfect life. I've never had any problems. Everything in my life has always been perfect. That implies you've never had any problems, no trauma. If everything in your life has always been perfect. Keyword is always, okay? Everything in my life has always been perfect. Like literally, I had the best childhood ever. I literally had the best childhood ever. You don't have to believe it to be true. All you have to do is keep telling yourself that, okay? And keep telling yourself that, keep telling yourself that, keep telling yourself that, okay? That will revise the childhood trauma. Second thing you have to do, because here's the thing, you're creating the assumption, and it's probably already an assumption, that you have to heal from your childhood trauma before you can have a great relationship, or that your childhood trauma is affecting your relationships and impacting them. So whether it's this SP or another one or another one or another one, the outcome will be the same, because you're creating the assumption that this traumatic experience is impacting my relationships with women. And that will continue to be true for you. So instead, don't create that assumption, because that doesn't benefit you, okay? Any assumption you're ever creating should benefit you, okay? And so instead, you should create the assumption that no, what childhood trauma? I had the perfect childhood. In fact, I have the best relationships with women. Like I literally have the best relationships with women. I've always had the best relationships with women. That will change the trajectory of your relationships, okay? But don't connect the two. The worst thing you can do is connect the two, okay? Because if you connect the two, now childhood trauma is an obstacle that you've created standing in between you and SP. And even if it wasn't this SP, the one before that, childhood trauma, standing in between you and SP, you and SP, you and SP, right? It's this cycle, it's a pattern, okay? And we have to notice patterns because we're creating the patterns, okay? So when you notice the patterns in past relationships, you're proving yourself right over and over again, because you're connecting trauma, relationship problems, trauma, relationship problems. And that will hold it right in your reality. Gosh, I love saving people years of therapy. I love saving people years of therapy, because that's literally all therapists do, is teach you to keep talking about your old story and keep talking about your old story and keep talking about your old story. But that doesn't fucking help you at all. That doesn't help you at all. How can you heal from your old story that you keep talking about? That's the problem. That's why marriage counseling doesn't fucking, marriage therapy, whatever you want to fucking call it. That's why that shit doesn't work. None of that. I actually had a client that was scheduled to go to a therapy appointment the day after our talk. And she was like, I'm not going. I was like, she goes, because I know what they're going to do. They're going to keep me on an old story, and I'm trying to move on from that shit and write a new one. So what the fuck are you going to keep talking about that shit for? Exactly. Can't do that. Can't do that. So she had to learn, and she canceled. So just giving you advice. Take it for what it is, Anthony. I'm literally just trying to help you, my dude. Just trying to help you. Oh, right. SP texted me literally after posting 3P. He texted me saying he misses me so much and he's not happy. I love that. I love that. Now, we don't call them 3Ps around here, by the way. We call them gutter trash, because that's what they are, gutter trash. And we send them back to the dumpsters they crawled out of. Okay? Literally after posting about gutter trash, he texted. He's like, he misses me so much and he's not happy. Good. Now, here's what you're not going to do. Okay? Mama Leia. Here's what you're not going to do, because here's what everybody does, and here's what the mistake is. Don't feed into it. Okay? You can listen. Okay? You can listen and be supportive. Okay? You can be supportive. But do not try and talk about gutter trash. You don't need to. You don't need to. That no one wants to be told that you are right? So what you don't want to do is be like, I told you, I knew that you weren't happy with her. I knew that she was a bitch. Like, you can't do that, okay? Because no one wants to be told that, okay? So instead, be that sympathetic person. And then in here, bring his ass home. Bring his ass home. That's what you're going to do, okay? BJM, thoughts on, I just actually made a video about this before I went live today, so it'll be posted this week sometime. My thoughts on robotic affirmations. Robotic affirming is very effective. Okay, I stand by robotic affirming. But it's not about, robotic affirming is not about affirming your life away. That's not what it's about. It's not about like, I need to affirm my life away and I'm just going to affirm for 10,000 times a day. Like, that's not what it's about. The reason why robotic affirming is effective and works in your manifestations fast is because it's thought distraction. It's simply distracting your thoughts. That's all it's doing, okay? So when you are robotic affirming, if you're affirming for what it is that you want, then you're not giving anything else another option to get in here. You're not allowing negative fucking thoughts to get into your mind because you're affirming for the opposite. You cannot have two opposing thoughts at the same time. Go ahead, try to think two thoughts at the same time. You can't do it, right? So it drowns out the thoughts. It's distracting your thoughts and only allowing your thoughts to focus on what it is that you want. So it cuts down on the wavering, okay? It cuts down on the wavering because if you're literally saturating your mind with what it is that you want, then you don't really have time to be thinking about and dwelling on the negative shit, do you? Which is why I always tell you, if your thoughts are spiraling, that tells me that you're not doing what I told you to do and flipping your thoughts. Because your robotic affirming is supposed to be a safety net throughout the day. Okay, it's supposed to be a safety net throughout the day. So there's no way your thoughts are spiraling downward on the negative if you're robotic affirming. You don't have time for that. Okay, so that's where I say pick one affirmation that is your safety net. That's just your safety net. So it's like you're going throughout your day and you think about SP and you think about current version of SP. Then instead you loop the affirmation. Nope, he's my perfect boyfriend. 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 Okay? Because it's impossible for you to think about him not being the perfect boyfriend if you're persisting in perfect boyfriend through robotic affirming. Okay? That's the only reason it works quickly. It's not the be-all holy grail of manifesting your SP specifically. Okay? But that's what allows you to keep your thoughts in check. So usually robotic affirming is done in your mind, guys. Okay? However, if you're robotically affirming in your mind, sometimes your mind can wander off, right? So if that happens, then that's when I always suggest that you speak your affirmations out loud. Okay, so now you start to affirm out loud because you cannot speak and think at the same time. Go ahead, try. Can't do it. You can't do it. So that's why you say it out loud, because your mind shuts off. Okay, because it just stops thinking. It doesn't shut off. Let's not be all technical around here. Okay, because there's two types of thoughts that you process every single day. Okay, you have focused thoughts. which is why a lot of times you guys won't think about your SPs too much during the day when you're at work. Why? Because you're focused thinking, right? You're working. So when you're working, your thoughts are focused on work, so you're not really wandering in your mind about other things. Okay. However, then you have the other set of thoughts that you process, and that is free roaming thoughts. So this is when you're in the shower, when you're taking a walk, when you're driving in the car, when you're sitting down watching Netflix, cooking dinner, all those types of days. That is when you are now free roaming. Your mind is free roaming and thinking about all the things, and usually it's thinking about your current situation, your current 3D reality, everything you don't want it to fucking think about. That's usually what's happening. Okay, so instead we discipline our mind, which is why a lot of people will do really good during the day, during the week, but then on the weekend tend to be the opposite because they're in their thoughts, right? So we need to distract those thoughts as much as possible. And so that's why robotic affirming is effective for people, okay? So that's what that is. Yeah. I'm going to guess it's Anna with the gray heart, okay? Yes, you've been paying attention, bitch. I always teach you to leverage, right? So we want to leverage the law with your in-laws because you know that they love you to bits. Perfect. So part of your story when you're describing your SP, or you can affirm this, is my in-laws love me. They cannot stop talking about me to my SP. Like, in fact, they talk about how perfect our relationship is every single day. Okay? You want to do something like that where you leverage the in-laws. I tell all you guys, you should be leveraging everyone in their fucking life to aid in your manifestation. To aid in your manifestation, you should be leveraging everybody they fucking know. If they have kids, leverage the kids, right? I'm not saying in the physical world. That would be forcing 3D, okay? But instead, if they have kids in here, his kids love me. They cannot stop talking about me. They talk about me all day, every day to my SP. In fact, all they can talk about is how perfect we are together. You know how much, especially if there's gutter trash in the picture, you know how much that's going to piss her off? Yeah, leverage. Leverage, leverage, leverage. Especially if you know there's somebody close to them, then leverage that, okay? Hey, what's my opinion on the scripting method? Here's one problem I have with scripting, okay? There's only one thing I tell my people to script, and that is your description of your SP. But my problem with scripting is this, is you write something down. I don't think you're scripting all day long, right? So let's say you do the scripting method and you write down one time. Well, what are you doing the rest of the day? The rest of the day, because you didn't have to script your breakup, did you? At least I hope you didn't. Right? So you didn't script your breakup, so you don't have to do that to create the makeup, okay? So the problem is you write it down one time, and that's fine. It's like journaling, okay? If you want to script and write something down one time in the morning to journal, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? But you can't rely on scripting as like, that's my manifestation method. Because your thoughts are what's producing, okay? So, and it's what's pushing out. So if you script one time a day and then the rest of the day you're thinking against what you're scripting, the fuck is the scripting doing for you? It isn't doing shit, right? And that's where that's where I tell you guys, you have to, I'm not a visualizer, Anthony, so I don't promote visualization. You can. But instead, what I would visualize is a 5-second scene, something really short to the point. Okay? Something really short to the point. I was like, well, you know what? Random Bandit, if you want to go ahead and pay me, what do they charge? What's the going rate for psychics these days? I will give you your future reading for $497. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. You can decide. Okay, first of all, I literally teach how Richie Bless. I love that, and I appreciate the offer. But I literally teach how to manifest SPs because I'm not single. That would be calling an oxymoron on that one, wouldn't it? But Random Bandit, in all honesty, this is why I say psychics, Everyone's a psychic. You're all psychics, to be quite honest, which is why it's stupid for you to pay for one, because you're all psychics. Okay. Only you can tell you if you want to assume now that you and your girlfriend or boyfriend will last forever, that you will be right. You'll be right. Psychics don't know that shit. They don't know that at all. Okay. They make something up based on this reading of your face. They're not reading your energy. Of reading your face, and your facial expressions say a lot when they're talking to you. And so they'll give you a prediction. And if you choose to accept that prediction, then they are going to be right. But they're not actually right. You are, because you chose to accept what they had to say. You chose to believe what they said. So instead, it's all you. You decide if you and your SP are going to be long term. No one decides that shit but you. Only you decide that shit. So decide now. Are you going to be long term? Are you going to be together forever? Assume that's true. And that will be true, but you can't waver from that. You can't waver from that. Okay, well, first of all, yeah. Add a candle too. Oh, fucking candles. Oh man, there's so much shit out there in this world. It kills me, cracks me up. I was like, I have candles. And I tried that shit too. Sketch the initials in the candle, put the yarn around. In fact, when I found out, it's going to be like a super moon or a full moon, I was like, oh my God, I'm out of candles. And the red candle, the candle of love. And so I had to go to run to Hobby Lobby, and I got like 4 of those candles, and I had to get those little candlesticks things, so you could put them in there. And then the oils, let's not forget, you got to rub the oil on there, because God forbid you forget the oil shit, then your shit ain't coming. And then you got to do the yarn, and you got to let it burn all the way down to where the initials are. Then blow that shit out, and your man is coming. Well, I did that a lot. They didn't come. That's right. The pink and the red are for the love. Yeah, glitter and herbs. There's all that shit. So how about telling myself my husband wouldn't have done that or treated me the way that I wanted him to? Yeah, you cannot. Well, next door design, I'm not going to tell you that I don't, I try to get people routine. So I do the 5 by 5, right? 5 minutes a day, 5 times per day. But really the magic is catching your thoughts throughout the day. Because just because you have an affirming session, right? And let's say you affirm for 10 minutes, but then the rest of the time you're thinking against what you're affirming for, that doesn't work. Okay. So it's paying attention to your thoughts. And even though you have like 5 or 10 minute affirming sessions throughout the day, outside of those affirming sessions, if your thoughts are going against what you want and what you're affirming for, your shit ain't happening. Okay. This is where you get hot and cold from. So this is why you have to keep going, or it's a longer term. But I'm never going to sit there. I don't like creating false assumptions in people. So you will never have me telling you that you need to affirm your life away, or you're never going to get your manifestation. That's not true, because for you and your SP, affirming just disciplines your minds and your thoughts. But how you see your SP is more important than anything else. More important than anything else. Because think about it this way: when you're with your SP, were you robotically affirming when you were with your SP? No, you weren't. Oh man, this guy was freaking funny. There's one very large, he actually follows me on TikTok, which I think is funny. He's law of attraction. But he's very large on YouTube. He has a crystal store now. I was like, of course you do. Of course you do. So anyway, all right. So here's what we're not going to be doing moving forward. Is you're going to drop the fucking pity party bullshit. Kelly, you're killing me there. Yeah. Make a bundle and the Dollar Tree candles. And you know what? All you got to, they're Dollar Tree candles. And then sell the service where you're going to do a candle magic for them, candle love spell for them. And all you got to do is have it be online. You make a video like this for them so they can see that you're burning the candle, and then just ship that shit in the mail to them. Be like, Job done. Job done. Now sit back and your manifestation's coming. And then go out of business in about 6 months before everybody slanders you online. Just kidding. But, okay, here's what you're not going to fucking do from now on, okay? What you're not going to do is continue to ask what if questions. Stop doing that shit, because you guys keep living an old fucking story. Like, old story, old story, old story, old story, old story. Well, they did this, they're doing that, they said this, they said that, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're not doing this, they're not doing that. I don't know what's going on. I'm reacting, I'm getting triggered. My thoughts spiral today. I'm having a bad day today. I just did nothing but cry on my fucking couch all day long. What are you doing? What are you doing? You need to allow yourself to process the emotions, pick your fucking self up, act like an adult, and move on. Move on. Change it. Why would you spend, we all have the same amount of fucking hours in our day, so I don't know about you, but where is yourself out on the priority spectrum here? Let's check your priorities here, okay? So, you have all day long, we all have the same amount of hours in our day. So you'd rather spend all day long thinking about everything they're not fucking doing, reacting to everything that they're fucking doing or not doing, assigning negative meaning to everything, self-loathing in your own goddamn pity party, being a victim in your own reality, and crying on your couch all day long. That's how you'd rather spend your day, because that's priority number one. Well, how's that working out for you? Where's your SP at? Are they conforming? Are they conforming? Have they contacted you? Are they being everything? Are they doing everything you've ever wanted them? Are they your Prince Charming right now? How's that working out? It's not. So why are you over here with this priority when really, perfect SP, everything I want, doing everything I want, I'd rather spend my priority time doing that shit than spending every waking moment I get in my day spiraling in my negative thoughts and self-loathing in my own victim mentality. Why on earth would I like to do that? Why would I want that? Ask yourself that. So, but that's what you guys do all day long. All day long is you react and you role play over and over and over again all the shitty, hurtful things they said to you and all the things they did to you. Well, how's that working out? Huh? How's that working out? It's not, because you obviously don't have your SPs right now, and it doesn't make you fucking even feel good. So if it's not getting your SP and it doesn't even make you fucking feel good, why are you doing it? Why are you choosing to spend your time doing that, when instead you can spend the same amount of time, same amount of effort, getting a grip and doing what the fuck you want, getting what you want? That's what you need, is to focus yourself on getting what the fuck you want, telling yourself, I get whatever the fuck I want and I get it when I want it. And you know what? Everything's on a fucking time crunch. I want my shit and I want it now. I'm not waiting. And Law of Attraction's got you already waiting long enough on the bullshit shit they teach out here. No, get a grip. You need to discipline yourself. You need to, one, you can start here. Start acting like a fucking adult. How about that? Just act like an adult for just 5 minutes. Act like an adult and grow up. Stop reacting to what children react to. You know who reacts to being left on red? Who reacts to fucking social media? Children, not adults. Adults are smart enough to know that social media is not fucking real. It's not real. It's all fake facades and personas out there. That's all it is. It isn't shit. Who the fuck has an argument with their SP and posts that shit online? Children, not grown-ass adults. This is why you'll see people are so happy-go-lucky, and then all of a sudden, breaking news, they're getting a divorce. Not according to the social media. Not according to the social media. Because no one airs their dirt shit online. All they do is put fake facades online. Because they're not stupid, they know you're watching. So what are you fucking doing? Especially if you can't discipline your goddamn mind. And for 5 fucking seconds, you're whining over and over and over again about the bullshit. Stop it. Stop the nonsense. Because it's not helping you, it's hurting your manifestation. So what are you doing? You need to get a grip. You need to get a grip right now and control yourself. Act like an adult, for Christ's sakes. You are an adult. So why do you insist on acting like a fucking child and whining and moaning and groaning every fucking chance you get, and then at the same time wanting and hoping that they change? When you know, because you're here, you know that you created this bullshit. So if you created this bullshit, you need to create something fucking new. And you need to persist in something new and only something new. I don't accept what I don't fucking like, and neither should you. So if your SP is doing something you don't like, bitch, please, let me change that shit too. Who the fuck do you think you are? That you're gonna come in here and disrespect me and tell me what I don't wanna fucking hear. You got me all the way screwed up. I don't think so. You ain't doing that shit here. Not in my reality. So you know what? They're not gonna do it in yours either. They're only pushing out your thoughts. So if they're telling you and they're treating you how you don't want, take a good look at what's going on in here. Because I guarantee you, you'll fucking find the problem. You'll find the problem. Because they weren't doing any of that shit when you first started dating them, were they? I don't fucking think so. Why? Because you weren't bitching about them every fucking chance you got. You weren't stalking them on social media. And if you were, you need to stop that shit. Because that's an insecurity in you. Why do you need to stalk a goddamn person? No, instead, I don't need to stalk anybody. Instead, I'll give everybody a goddamn fucking show. That's what I'm going to do, because I'm going to take to my social media, I'm going to give every fucking body a show. That's what I'm going to do. I don't need to stalk a third gutter trash or anybody else, but I know they're stalking me, so I'll give them something to watch. That's what I'll get. That's what I'll do, because I'm petty as fuck. I don't need to silently stalk. Let them stalk my ass. Let them fucking stalk me, because I promise I'm going to show them everything they don't want to see. Yeah, because what I give a fuck for, this is my social media. Because if they're looking at you, and that's what you have to understand, the gutter trash is very much stalking your ass. Leverage that. Leverage that. Because they are, I guarantee you, they're arguing with your SP right now about your ass. Leverage it. Yeah, build the wedge. And let them do exactly what you've been trying to do, forcing the 3D. That's what I don't understand. You guys get impatient. You need to get impatient here. Impatient here, not out here. What the fuck do you look like? Do you know how stupid you look? Like, let's be honest with you. Do you know how stupid you look chasing them? Chasing them? Texting them every waking second you get? Begging and pleading them to be with you like a sad little puppy fucking dog? That's pathetic. That is pathetic. Why are you doing that? No, not anymore. What you're going to do is you're going to get a grip. You're no longer going to be pathetic in your own goddamn reality. No, you're going to put on your crown and you're going to tell them what to do, and you're going to expect them to do exactly what you tell them to do, and you accept nothing less. And I'm going to keep going until you fully fucking conform, because you give me what I want and you give me it when I want it. Period. That needs to be your attitude. That needs to be your attitude. Stop listening to what the fuck they're saying. Stop accepting things that hurt your feelings. There. I said it. Because you guys need to be checked every fucking day around here. Because y'all just be wilding out. You all just be on one. A lot of you be asking me a question. I'm honest with you. Okay? A lot of you be like, should I not look at their social media? And my answer will always be the same. No. If you cannot, discipline yourself. If you can't control your thoughts, then don't look at it. But you need to get obsessed with everything as a fucking sign that they're obsessed with you. Everything is a sign that they're thinking about you. Because remember, you control 100% of their thoughts. So if you want to assign a sign that everyone is looking at me, like, oh, they cannot stop thinking about me. Everything's a goddamn sign. I don't give a shit. They look at my story. Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? They can't stop thinking about me. I'm blocked on social media. Stop acknowledging being blocked. Instead, be like, man, they stalk my profile on the daily. They cannot stop looking at my profile. Control. Assign only the meaning that you want to everything. Every time my phone rings, that's because he's thinking about me. Every time I hear a phone ping, every time I hear a ping on my phone, that's because he's thinking about me. Shit, you gotta be fucked up. No. Every time I breathe, that man is fucking thinking about me. Every time I breathe, he's thinking about me. Period. That's what you need to think. Okay? That's what you need to think. Every time I breathe, every time I drink water, shit, every time I blink, that man thinks about me. Every time I blink. Because guess what? The more you tell yourself that, that will be true. That will be true. And what better power is that? To know that you are literally on this man's mind 24/7, because you know what? You breathe all goddamn night long. That man cannot even sleep because he can't stop thinking about you, because shit, you breathe all night. 24/7. 24/7. I breathe. So every time I breathe, he's thinking about me. Every time I breathe, he wants me even more. You can assign meaning to whatever the fuck you want. There's no rules. There's not like, oh no, you can assign looking at his picture to, oh yeah, he's going to text you, but you can't decide that every time you breathe, he falls more in love with you. You can't decide that. Yes, you fucking can. Yes, you can. Leverage. It's about leveraging around here. That's what we teach. I don't teach law of assumption or parrot Neville Goddard. I teach you to leverage. Well, Billions Choppa, you're going to be looking for a long time, brother. Okay. Anyway, so you need to leverage, okay? So leveraging is all about saying, okay, what is something I do often? Breathe, blink. Maybe you love to smile. Whatever, drink water. Okay? This is the placebo. This is called a placebo. Okay? So what do you want to assume every time you do that shit? Affirm it. And reaffirm it. And reaffirm it. Like, every time I breathe, he wants me even more. He literally wants me even more every time I breathe. Well, that man's going to be obsessed with you by, within 24 hours. Because you breathe a lot. Right? Yes. They're all on YouTube. And all of that stuff, like, it's like, hey, every time I blink, I do them all. Why not do them all? Every time I blink, that man thinks about me. Every time I blink, he thinks about me. Every time I breathe, that man wants me even more. Every time I drink water, that man falls more in love with me. Placebo yourself. Placebo yourself. It's the easiest way, because you know what? Once you've placeboed yourself, you can move the fuck on. You can stick with your affirmations, because you've placeboed yourself and you just know that every time I blink, he's thinking about me. Every time I breathe, he wants me even more. That's right. It's like having these like placebos work for you, because again, we're leveraging here. Who the fuck conforms to the law when you can leverage it? Okay, we obviously use it for good. But yeah, I mean, that's what I would do. That's what I would do. Take something you do all the time and assign a meaning you want to for that, and just affirm it. Just affirm it. You don't have to affirm your life away, but just affirm it, because you know what? It's going to be really, really easy for you to get everything you fucking want this man to do. Why? Because guess what's going to happen once you placebo that shit and he comes back around? Let's say he comes back around, you get back together tomorrow, because that's how quickly it can happen. Well, guess what's still going on? Man, this is a great idea. This is going to aid in your relationships in general, because man, even when they come back around, you still blink, you still breathe, you still drink water. So guess what? That man's going to still want you even more and more. Think about you all day long, because you placeboed yourself already. So when you're back together, he's still not going to get you off his goddamn mind, because you still blink all day long. Every time my heart beats, he falls more in love with me. See what I'm saying? You know how many times your heart beats a day? Okay? All these fucking things. You literally can do all of these, okay? Like, and remember, your heart continues to beat. So after this man, like, yeah, every time my heart beats, he falls more in love with me, right? Because when he comes back and you're in a whole ass relationship where your heart's still beating, and he's going to fall even more and more and more and more and more in love with you. I love it. Anyway, guys, I lost track of the time. If you want one-on-one coaching with me to dissolve whatever's standing between you and your SP, so that we can get your shit right and tight, and it's a superpower of mine to point out the power so that we can get you on the fast track so that you can get your SP back like now, go ahead, link is in the bio, okay? Everything else, all links are in the bio. Replays are all on YouTube. Links are in the bio. All right, join our WhatsApp community. Link is in the bio too. All right, I love you guys. I got to jump to a coaching call. I'll see you guys soon. All right, love you guys. Bye.